feeling really anxious. I mean, I'm about to give birth soon. It's overwhelming. Is there anything that could at least help take my mind off it, even just a little bit? Maybe something like reading a book or watching some TV here? Not that you would know, since you've never given birth yourself, right?
Amber, yeah, I can understand why you'd feel that way. It must be really tough. And you're right, I don't have any experience with childbirth, so there isn't much I can say that would truly help. Maybe ask one of the nurses who are around to help you find something to keep your mind off things. But anyway, if there's anything I can do for you, anything at all, just let me know.
Well then, why don't you go ahead and buy me a Chanel bag? If I have that, I'm sure it'll give me the motivation to push through and stay strong. And then I can take it out with me on the town after having this baby.
What are you even saying? That's not the point here, and you know it. I'm genuinely concerned about you, you know? I'm worried about your health, too, and making sure you're doing well. Are you craving anything specific, or would you like me to get you some sports drinks or anything? I could bring those over for you.
Hello? I'm not sick or anything. Why are you talking about sports drinks? Are you seriously that clueless?
But I just thought since your body's going through a lot right now, maybe you'd want something like that. It's all about taking care of your health.
How many times do I have to tell you? If I have a Chanel bag, I'll be perfectly fine. Don't make me repeat myself. I'm a pregnant woman. I am carrying this huge belly around, trying my best to keep going despite how hard it is.
I don't know what to say, but to be honest, I've had a lot of expenses lately too. I don't really have the money to go and buy something like that. I'm really sorry.
Wow, you are seriously useless. If that's how it's going to be, then talking to you is just a waste of time. I am fine with just having my husband around. That's enough for me. I'm getting so irritated, and to think you're not even my real mom. I'm the one going through pregnancy here, so at least you could do me a favor and call my actual mom instead.
I'm sorry.
You're always like this, aren't you? Even after Dad passed away, you were acting all cheerful, like nothing was wrong. You've always been so eager to get on my good side, huh? You'd go out of your way to spend all this money just to try and win my favor. It's honestly pathetic, but I guess you know by now that money is the only thing you really have to offer, huh?
Is that really how you've been seeing me this whole time? I only wanted to be there for you because there was no one else who could stay by your side. But you've always acted like you were still going through some kind of rebellious phase. Of course, I try to make you comfortable, but we're family after all.
That's exactly what I mean. You always say these neutral, nice things to try and smooth things over. It's so fake, honestly. Acting like you're some kind of saint, it's gross.
You don't have to be so harsh with your words.
Whatever, you can go on living your life the way you always do. I've got more important things to deal with, so I'm done here.
Oh, right. I'm sorry for keeping you for so long. I'll let you go then. I understand. Take care and good luck with everything. Wait, what's going on? What do you mean, get out? I just wanted to see the baby as soon as possible since they've just been born. I've been waiting all this time to meet them.
Huh? Don't get ahead of yourself, all right? I don't want someone like you, a stranger, anywhere near the child I just gave birth to. Got it?
What? A stranger? What are you saying?
I've never thought of you as family, and frankly, I want you to get out of the hospital room. Up until now, I stayed quiet because I thought you were useful, but to be honest, you've always been so annoying. So I'm taking this chance to cut ties with you. Go on, disappear already, you old hag.
You really mean that, don't you?
Obviously. Don't you ever show your face again. And by the way, you stink. Your old lady smell is unbearable.
I see. Well, then I'll go. I'll take your words to heart. Just know that you can't take them back after this.
Why would I want to take them back? Ugh, it's so gross. The stench of old age is suffocating. I need to spray some air freshener or something.
Well then, goodbye. And don't ever contact me again.
Wait, Chelsea, what happened? Where did you go? I thought you were resting while I stepped away for a moment, but now I can't seem to find you. I asked Amber and she said you'd gone home. Did something happen?
Oh, Frank, I've been cut off from that child. She told me she doesn't want me in her life anymore. So I've gone back home and returned to my work.
What? But Chelsea, just earlier she was in tears of joy, so happy to see you. And now you're telling me she sent you home? I don't understand. What happened?
Frank, I've told you before, haven't I? I'm that girl's father's second wife. I'm not her biological mother. I made sure you were aware of that.
Yes, of course, you told me, but surely that's not the reason why she would...
Oh, but it is. Apparently, I'm nothing more than a stranger to her. She told me not to come near her child because I'm not family. And just like that, I was shown the door. She said that until now I was useful to her in some way, but now that she has no need for me, she's cutting ties. It's as simple as that.
That's so unfair. It's not right at all.
I agree, but there's nothing more to say. From here on out, I won't be stepping in or trying to help in any way. She's a stay-at-home mom, and I know this will put a burden on you, but it's no longer my concern. You'll have to take care of things from here on out.
Wait, does that mean you're really serious? You're not going to help us at all moving forward?
I'm afraid so. Every future plan we discussed, it's all off the table now. From now on, you, her, and the baby will have to figure things out on your own.
I understand. I guess this is how it has to be. Honestly, though, I think it's the right decision. Even if she didn't mean what she said, even if those harsh words came out in the heat of the moment, it's still unacceptable. You don't say things like that to someone who's done so much for you.
Well, that's how I feel too. I don't care what she or anyone else thinks anymore. I have reached my limit. There is only so much a person can take before something inside just snaps. I am done bending over backwards for her. From now on, I'm going to live my life freely without worrying about her. To be honest, just knowing I can finally live without constantly thinking about her feelings, it's a relief for me. I feel lighter already.
That makes sense. I get it. But the truth is, I have my own struggles to deal with too. There's something I need to tell you. As much as I've tried to stand by her all this time, I don't know if I can keep supporting her in the future. If things continue like this, I'm not sure how much longer I can do it. I'm sorry.
Wait, what do you mean by that? Well, in any case, I guess she's no longer my daughter. I'm not going to push any responsibilities onto you either. If there's more going on, it's up to you both to figure it out. I don't want to get involved anymore.
Thank you for understanding.
I know it's going to be hard moving forward, but I believe you'll find a way. Just hang in there, okay?
Mom, where are you right now? The house I'm supposed to live in? It's gone. What's going on?
Oh, Mom? Are you talking to me? It's strange to hear you calling me that now, considering you've never addressed me that way before.
What? Of course I'm talking to you. What's going on? The new house I was supposed to move into, it's up for sale. When I asked about it, I was told it's being sold because the owner put it on the market. That's all the real estate agent would tell me. When I asked my husband, he said I should talk to you. So what happened?
Let me make this clear. I am not your mother, but yes, I am responsible for that. I sold the house. The new house you were supposed to move into has been put up for sale. In fact, I already have interested buyers, so I'm not worried about it at all.
What? I don't understand. Why? I was supposed to live there. We bought it so I could raise my baby in peace. That was the whole plan.
Yes, that's what you thought, but let me ask you, who did you think was paying for that house?
Wait, what do you mean? Are you saying you were the one who was supposed to pay for it, not my husband?
Exactly. I was going to pay for the entire thing. Your husband doesn't make enough money to afford a house in that area. It's a beautiful home, and there's no way he could have bought it with his salary.
Wait, are you serious?
Yes, I am. Look, I know I'm not your biological mother, and because of that, I've always felt that I probably made things difficult for you. It's not my fault you grew up without your real mother, but it is my responsibility that I married your father knowing he had a daughter. I promised myself that I would treat you like my own daughter. Of course, I didn't really know how to do that, and I was always feeling my way around. But at the very least, I wanted to make sure you never had to worry about money. I thought that would be one way to support you. Unfortunately, it turns out that my good intentions were taken advantage of, and in the end, it all led to this.
Wait, you really felt that way about me? Even though we're not blood related?
Yes, exactly, because we're not blood related. I knew I could never replace your real mother, but I hoped that by being there for you, I could at least fill the gap left by her absence. So when it came to this house, I wanted to make sure you had a safe and comfortable place to raise your own child. I felt it was the least I could do, but I didn't think it was my place to boast about it, so I didn't go out of my way to tell you, hey, I'm the one buying this house for you. I thought that would be too much.
I thought my husband was the one buying the house for us. He never said anything different.
Well, he probably assumed you knew. I'm sure he didn't think your relationship with me was so superficial that you'd just take what I offered and then turn around and cut ties with me. He likely didn't realize that you were planning to distance yourself from me the moment you no longer needed anything from me. I'm sure that never crossed his mind. That's why, when I was kicked out of your life, he was just as surprised and even reached out to me asking where I had gone.
But I never expected you to do something like this for me.
Let me guess, what you're thinking now is, I didn't realize she was going to buy me a house, and if I had known she was this useful, I shouldn't have cut ties with her so quickly, right?
That's not...
Anyway, you should be arriving home soon, shouldn't you? I sent you a little present, and it should be waiting for you when you get there. Be sure to check it out.
A present? What do you mean? Wait, does this mean you haven't given up on me after all? You're still going to help me?
Well, you'll have to wait and see. Consider it a surprise for when you get home.
What's going on? My biological mother just showed up at my house demanding to hold the baby, yelling to be let inside. She's acting completely insane. This is terrifying. She's still outside shouting, "Do something!" Is this woman really my mother?
Oh, I see you've received my little present. Yes, that woman is indeed your biological mother. Your father divorced her to escape from her and then met me. We got married afterward.
Are you serious right now?
Yes, absolutely. As you can see, she's not exactly stable. Your father realized that a few years after you were born. Up until then, he thought she was just a bit eccentric. He tried to be understanding, accepting of her oddities, but after you were born, things changed. She started using stress as an excuse to go to the pachinko parlors all the time, racking up debt. When she'd come home, she'd blow up in fits of rage. She neglected you, leaving your father to take care of everything while she claimed to be suffering from postpartum depression. Then she started spending her days drowning in alcohol.
I had no idea. My real mother was that terrible?
Your father hid it from you, but he didn't tell you any less either. He just avoided embellishing the truth to make her sound like someone she wasn't.
There's no way this is real. That woman out there can't be my mother.
Your father knew that if she ever found out about your life, she'd come running for money. That's why we've been keeping things hidden from her all these years. But then you're the one who insisted. You said, I'm pregnant and struggling. Couldn't you at least find my real mother? Don't you remember?
I might have said something like that, but if she's like this, I really didn't need her to be found.
Well, since you've severed ties with me, your stepmother, I figured I'd grant your request as a parting gift.
This is impossible. If I let that woman hold my baby, she might take off with them. Why would you tell her where I live?
Where else would I have sent her? It's not like you have your new house anymore. I couldn't tell her the hospital. That'd cause problems. So your current place was the only option.
This is the worst situation possible. Now that she knows where I live, I'll never be able to escape her.
Oh, don't worry about that. You won't be living there much longer anyway.
What? What do you mean by that? This is my husband's rental. This has nothing to do with you.
You're right, it doesn't involve me. But honestly, you've been far too cocky for too long. Even your husband is fed up.
What are you talking about? What's going on?
Let me ask you something. Whose child did you give birth to?
Huh? What are you trying to say?
The baby you just had. It's not your husband's, is it? I'm asking you, whose child is it?
Of course it's my husband's. Who else would it be?
Your husband suspected something. He thought you were seeing someone else behind his back. So he hired a private investigator, and guess what? It turns out you were. They gathered plenty of evidence, so there's no way you can talk your way out of this.
Stop it! That's ridiculous! There's no way!
There's plenty of proof. You're caught. After gathering all that evidence, he decided to take a paternity test just to be sure. And surprise, surprise, the child isn't his.
You've got to be kidding me. Why would he even do that? What kind of person suspects their wife of something like that? That is so low.
You're the one who's done something far lower. He found out the child wasn't his, and now he's going to divorce you.
What? Wait, no! You can't be serious! Divorce over something like this? Isn't that a bit extreme? We just had a baby!
It's not extreme at all. That child isn't his. He has no obligation to stay with you or raise someone else's child. You betrayed him. Did you honestly think there wouldn't be consequences?
But...
You married him, had a baby, and he was thrilled, only to find out the baby isn't even his. Can you imagine how that must have felt? Oh wait, you probably can't. You take after your biological mother, emotionally detached and completely self-centered.
I was just so lonely. He was always working and I was always by myself. It was so boring. I felt abandoned. Then I heard that my favorite host had retired, so I thought, why not reconnect? We ended up sleeping together, but it wasn't like it was a big deal.
A big deal? You cheated on your husband and you had another man's baby. That's not something you can brush off as no big deal. You've broken the law. You've committed adultery. You'll have to face the consequences. You quit your job right after you got married, insisting you wanted to be a full-time housewife. He worked his fingers to the bone to support you, and this is how you repay him? Betraying him like this?
But I didn't have a mother growing up. I've always been lonely. And then he chose his job over me, leaving me all alone all the time. How could he not understand how lonely I was? Isn't it his fault for not keeping me happy?
Then get a job.
What?
If you had a job, you wouldn't have had all that free time to start thinking like that. You've built this fantasy in your head that you're some tragic figure who deserves pity and can do whatever she wants because she's been dealt a tough hand in life. You've used me, you've used your husband, and you've convinced yourself that you're entitled to everything. You think the world owes you because you had it rough, right? You've got everything twisted.
That's not fair. Maybe I made mistakes, but you don't have to keep rubbing it in. Just help me out with this one thing. Get me a new house.
You think people who treat others poorly deserve to be treated well in return? You keep going on about how it was so unfair that you didn't have a mother, but there she is outside your door. I called her for you. Isn't that what you wanted? Isn't that enough to make you happy? You've spent your whole life feeling sorry for yourself, never appreciating anyone or anything. You've been so focused on your own needs, your own wants, that you've completely disregarded everyone else. You've become a selfish, thoughtless person. I am done with you. You're an adult now. It's time to face the consequences of your actions. The world isn't going to revolve around you just because you've been dealt a tough hand. If you keep treating people like they exist solely to serve you, you're going to end up alone. You need to start taking responsibility for your own life, because right now, there is not a single person out there that wants to take responsibility for you after everything you've done to us. Even Amber, known for her confidence, seemed to panic in this situation and bowed her head to me, a gesture of apology that was somewhat unexpected. Her behavior was quite out of character, and I could sense the desperation in her tone as she pleaded for forgiveness. However, despite this unexpected display of humility, I couldn't overlook her past behavior towards me. The weight of her previous actions hung heavily in the air, making it clear that an apology alone could not erase the hurt I had experienced, nor could I condone her husband's outrageous actions, which had added to my distress. Their actions crossed a line, and I had no choice but to take a firm stand. This wasn't just a matter of personal grievances. It was about self-respect and the boundaries I needed to establish to protect myself. In a decisive move, I blocked her phone number, ensuring that I completely severed ties with her. It was a significant step, one that was necessary for my own mental and emotional well-being. I had realized that I could no longer tolerate the toxic dynamics of our relationship, and blocking her was a way to take control of my situation. It was important for me to establish boundaries and protect myself from any further negativity that might arise from our relationship. I had spent far too long accommodating Amber's needs, often at the expense of my own feelings and sanity. This was not just about Amber, it was about my well-being and mental peace. I needed to reclaim my space and prioritize my own emotional health. As for what happened to her afterward, I don't know the details very well. However, according to reports from her husband, Frank, it seems that Amber demanded a proper compensation for her situation. It's a complicated web they've woven, filled with deceit and manipulation. Frank conveyed to me that Amber was in despair, unable to rely on her former life as a host to support her anymore. The man she had turned to for help, a former host, was no longer a viable option, leaving her feeling abandoned and hopeless. This turn of events stirred a mix of emotions within me. While I couldn't deny that Amber had experienced hardships in her life, I also couldn't ignore the reality that she had often manipulated those around her to get what she wanted. Her situation was a culmination of her own choices, and I began to understand that it is wrong to take advantage of others' kindness simply because of one's past. Life had been difficult for Amber, but that doesn't give her the right to expect others to be inherently compassionate towards her. It seems she may have finally learned a valuable lesson, that one's past hardships do not justify one's present behavior or entitlement to sympathy. As I pondered this, I realized that my own journey had led me to a similar understanding. We all have our struggles and challenges, but how we respond to them ultimately defines our character. When I think about the relationship we had, I realize that it was marred by manipulation and an unhealthy dynamic. Amber's tendency to exploit the goodwill of others became painfully apparent, and I often found myself on the receiving end of her demands and expectations. It was as if she had taken my kindness for granted, expecting me to always be there to support her without considering the toll it was taking on me. Her approach was one of entitlement, as if my kindness was something she deserved rather than something I offered willingly. Reflecting on our interactions, I remember instances where she would come to me with her problems, expecting me to drop everything to assist her. I would listen patiently as she recounted her tales of woe, feeling an obligation to help her navigate her difficulties. While I am a naturally caring person, I also have my own life to manage, and I cannot always be available for others. There were times I felt overwhelmed by her continuous neediness, yet I still tried to be supportive, believing that everyone has their struggles. However, there is a distinct difference between offering support and being taken for granted. Amber's behavior often blurred that line, leading me to question the sincerity of our friendship. It felt as if her appreciation for my help was conditional, reliant on my continued availability and willingness to cater to her needs. This realization was disheartening and made me reconsider the nature of our relationship. In the past, I might have ignored the red flags, thinking that friendship meant being there for one another unconditionally. I had been raised to believe in the value of loyalty and support in friendships, but life experiences have taught me that healthy relationships are built on mutual respect and understanding, not on manipulation or dependency. As much as I wanted to be a good friend, I also needed to prioritize my own emotional health and establish clear boundaries. Now that I've distanced myself from Amber, I find a sense of relief in the absence of that toxic energy. It's allowed me to focus on my own life, my own relationships, and my own well-being. The decision to block her number was not made lightly, but it was necessary for my peace of mind. I remember the anxiety I felt every time my phone buzzed, wondering if it was Amber reaching out for yet another favor or emotional crutch. The stories I've heard about Amber's decline since our split illustrate the harsh reality of her choices. Frank's reports reveal a troubling downward spiral. Her inability to find stability or support from those she once relied upon speaks volumes about the consequences of her actions. She is now facing the repercussions of her past behavior, which serves as a harsh reminder that one's actions have consequences. It is a painful truth that many individuals must confront, the reality that our choices shape our lives and relationships in profound ways. When people face the aftermath of their choices, it can often lead to a period of introspection and growth. I hope that Amber is using this time to reflect on her life decisions and the relationship she's taken for granted. It is essential for her to recognize the patterns in her behavior that have led her to this point. This reflection might just provide her with the insight needed for change. Despite the difficulties Amber is experiencing, I can't help but feel a mix of emotions. On one hand, there's empathy for her plight, as everyone deserves a second chance. On the other hand, I feel justified in my decision to cut ties with someone who has repeatedly failed to acknowledge the impact of her actions on others. This duality is part of the human experience. I can feel compassion while also recognizing when it's time to walk away. It's a delicate balance, but one that is necessary for personal growth and healing. As I continue on my path, I hope for the best for Amber, but I also understand that her journey is her own to navigate. I've learned that while it's important to be compassionate, it is equally crucial to protect oneself from toxic relationships. Moving forward, I am committed to fostering relationships that are reciprocal and fulfilling, where both parties can thrive without feeling overwhelmed by the weight of one another's issues. In the end, I believe that everyone has the potential for growth and change. Perhaps this difficult chapter in Amber's life will serve as the catalyst she needs to reassess her values and approach to relationships. Life can be incredibly challenging, but it is how we respond to those challenges that defines us. The resilience we show in the face of adversity can lead to profound personal growth and transformation. No matter where Amber's journey takes her next, I will remain hopeful that she finds a way to rise above her circumstances. However, I will do so from a distance, honoring the boundaries I have set for my own well-being. It's a bittersweet feeling, knowing that I once cared deeply for someone who is now a stranger to me. Reflecting further on Amber's situation, I realize that her life choices and the paths she's taken may stem from a deeper issue of self-identity and self-worth. Often individuals who face challenging upbringings struggle with recognizing their intrinsic value. This can lead them to seek validation from others in unhealthy ways. Amber may have sought approval and affection through her relationships, leading her to dependence on others to fill a void in her life. It's painful to think about how her neediness may have blinded her to the consequences of her actions. Perhaps she felt justified in demanding help from those around her as she equated love and support with the willingness to sacrifice one's own time and energy. However, this notion is fundamentally flawed. Love should not come with strings attached or expectations of continuous support. Her experience as a host, which she relied on for financial stability, likely reinforced a transactional view of relationships. In this environment, affection and support can easily be conflated with monetary gain or the desire for companionship, leading to an unhealthy cycle of dependence. If Amber had experienced a series of superficial relationships that lacked depth, it would make sense that she struggled to form genuine connections with others. Now that Amber finds herself in a precarious situation without the support she once had, she may be forced to confront these issues head-on. It is often in times of crisis that individuals are pushed to reevaluate their lives and choices. Perhaps this moment of despair could be a turning point for her, prompting self-reflection and growth. This kind of introspection is essential for anyone hoping to break free from the patterns that have held them back. As I consider the dynamics of our friendship, I'm reminded of the importance of fostering relationships that empower rather than diminish. It is crucial to surround ourselves with individuals who uplift us and encourage our personal growth. Relationships should be built on mutual respect, where both parties contribute to one another's well-being. For my part, I have learned valuable lessons through my experience with Amber. I now recognize the signs of a toxic relationship and understand the necessity of maintaining healthy boundaries. Setting limits does not equate to a lack of compassion. Rather, it reflects an understanding of one's own needs and limitations. It is essential to strike a balance between helping others and ensuring that our own emotional health remains intact. While I may feel sympathy for Amber's current situation, I also acknowledge that her choices have led her to this point. It's easy to fall into the trap of feeling sorry for someone and forgetting that they are ultimately responsible for their actions. This awareness is crucial in preventing the cycle of enabling behavior that can perpetuate a toxic dynamic. Looking ahead, I am committed to nurturing relationships that are built on trust and authenticity. I want to invest my time and energy in connections that bring joy and fulfillment rather than frustration and anxiety. It is important to be surrounded by people who appreciate my efforts and reciprocate the kindness I extend. This is not merely about maintaining a sense of balance, it's about creating a supportive environment where everyone can thrive. In reflecting on Amber's life, I can only hope that she finds a way to rebuild her sense of self and learn from her experiences. Life can be a series of lessons, and perhaps this chapter is a necessary one for her to grow. It's never too late to change, and I genuinely hope she finds the strength to do so. As I continue on my own journey, I carry with me the lessons learned from my relationship with Amber. While I may have felt sympathy for her plight, I now understand the importance of self-preservation and the need to prioritize my own well-being. I'm hopeful that both Amber and I will emerge from this experience with greater clarity about ourselves and the relationships we choose to cultivate in the future. With time, I hope to find peace in knowing that I made the right decision for myself. As I move forward, I will carry the lessons from this chapter into new relationships, ensuring that I maintain healthy boundaries while still being open to connection and support. The complexities of human relationships can be overwhelming at times, but they are also a source of profound growth and understanding. It is essential to navigate these relationships with care, always prioritizing our mental and emotional health. In doing so, we can foster connections that enrich our lives and bring us joy. In the end, my hope for Amber is that she can rise from the ashes of her past and build a new life for herself, one that is based on self-awareness, respect, and genuine connections with others. It is my sincere wish that she learns to value herself and others in a way that leads to healthier, more fulfilling relationships. The journey of self-discovery is not an easy one, but it is often the most rewarding path one can take. As I reflect on this entire experience, I can't help but acknowledge the bittersweet nature of friendships. They can bring us immense joy and support, but they can also lead to pain and disappointment when those boundaries are crossed and expectations are unmet. I have learned that it is crucial to navigate these dynamics with honesty and openness, ensuring that both parties feel valued and respected. In conclusion, I have come to understand that every relationship teaches us something valuable about ourselves. While my connection with Amber has ended, the lessons I've learned will remain with me as I move forward. I will carry the knowledge that I deserve to be in relationships that uplift me, and I will actively seek out those connections in my life. Life is a continuous journey of growth and change, and I am committed to embracing the challenges that come my way. I hope to foster relationships that not only enrich my life, but also contribute to the well-being of those around me. As I move forward, I will hold on to the hope that Amber, too, will find her way to learn and navigate the complexities of relationships with a newfound understanding of herself and her worth.
Hey, Larry, aren't you a bit late coming home today? This couldn't possibly mean you're out with another woman right now, right?
Huh? That's not it. I told you a while back that today I'd have long meetings after work and wouldn't be able to come home until afterwards.
I don't ever remember you saying that, though.
No, I did tell you though, because you said to me that you'd be fine with me being late tonight. This is an important meeting about what'll happen with the company after the merger and my job here.
Then what? Is this you trying to call me a liar or something then?
I'm not saying that you're a liar though. But I did tell you last week, and I texted you about all of this. I even have the messages I sent to you right here. If you'll take a look for yourself, you'll see. It was last Saturday when I told you all of this at like 1 in the afternoon.
Ugh, you're getting real annoying. I don't care, I just want you home. I don't sit here all day doing nothing but chores and such for you to never be home when you should be.
I don't remember you ever really doing any chores though, Pam.
When will you be back by? If you can't make it home inside 30 minutes, we're getting divorced.
Wait, but the meeting is only just getting started. There's no way that I can get home in 30 minutes, Pam. This meeting is going to take at least an hour and a half.
What? You should be able to make it home from your office in that short of time.
What is going on with you right now?
Listen, Larry, tell your boss and everyone that your wife wants you home right now and they'll all have to listen. If you can't make that happen, I'm going to assume you're with another woman. You don't want your wife assuming that of you, right?
I can't. They know that you're not pregnant or anything, so I can't use that as an excuse, but I'm telling you that today is a very important meeting. If I leave this meeting before it even begins, then my higher-ups are gonna stop relying on me. I promise that I'll be home right when this meeting is over, so please forgive me. There are times when you never come back home some nights, right? You'll even go out while I'm in the shower and never tell me a thing.
Is that so? You seem to care more about the girl you're sleeping with than your own wife. I guess she must be better in bed than me, huh? Well, whatever. You really are such a rotten man. I think a liar like you is going to burn in hell when we're done here. Actually, I'll make sure of it.
But I'm serious when I say that I'm not cheating on you.
Yeah, do whatever you'd like. But before you get too far with her, can we get a divorce? I'd at least like the peace of mind knowing my husband isn't sleeping with another woman.
What? Why do you keep making all these comments?
Because I don't want to keep living with a lying husband is why. I'm going to tell my dad about this, and once we're through, I'll make sure to get a settlement from you as well. I'd get myself prepared for that if I were you.
Hey, calm down a little, okay? I'm seriously in a meeting right now. If you really don't trust me, you can call the office and ask them if I'm here or not.
I'm sure you've already told all your coworkers to say something like that to me while you're cheating. I can't believe this.
Hey, just hold on.
If you'd really like me to forgive you for this, then I want you to get me that wristwatch I've been looking at for a while.
Huh? But that thing costs $3,000, right? That's about the same amount that I'm making in a month. And recently, you've bought some really expensive perfume, so I really can't afford that watch.
I see. I guess it's divorce then.
Great work, Larry. You really helped yourself out here by making it very obvious that you don't love me anymore. I'll make sure to head to the city office first thing tomorrow morning to hand in the papers. And then you can run along and enjoy what comes after.
Oh my gosh, Pam, please just listen to me.
If you don't want me to leave you, get home now.
Hey, during this whole meeting, things about you haven't really seemed right. You looked all pale and were constantly looking down at your phone like you were in a life or death situation. What's going on? Also, the minute the meeting was finished, you jumped out of your chair and ran out without even saying goodbye to us. We even had some cake and stuff as a present for sitting through that late meeting. Is there something you need help with? You understand that you can talk to me about anything, right?
Hey, Ben. Well, Pam is acting up again.
Oh, come on. What's it about this time?
She's upset that I couldn't make it home earlier today from work, and she told me that if I'm not home soon, she'll cause even more trouble for me. I made sure to explain that I had a very important meeting today that just so happens to be in the evening. Actually, I told that to her last Saturday, but she said she never knew anything.
When you say trouble, is she talking about going and getting a divorce without your say? Because that's the exact same thing that she said to you all those other times, and I just don't get how that's fair.
Yeah, she said that by getting a divorce from me, she would never have to deal with me or my stupidity ever again. I really can't deal with this much longer, dude.
Why is it that she's always got something selfish to say?
I'm not sure, but I can't fight her on these things.
Why not?
Because her father is a lawyer that deals with these sort of things, couple fighting, divorce, and settlement cases. If she took this whole divorce thing to court, she could get anything she asked for from me.
But when you think about it, they won't believe everything she says, right?
Sure. But in the case of her father, he's one of the most amazing lawyers the court system has around, and he can get anything done. I doubt that he'd normally do anything his daughter asks of him, but I don't think he really likes me that much either. I'm sure he wouldn't care if whatever Pam says about me is true or not. So that's why I really don't want to make an enemy out of Pam right now, especially when she thinks that I'm cheating on her right now.
What?
She's been blaming the reason for me coming home late from work at times on me being with another woman. She even said today that I'm with a girl and not actually at work. I told her to call the office so that she can confirm that it was me here if she didn't believe me. But she told me that I'd probably gotten all of you involved and that you would lie to save my butt.
Dang, so you really are in a tough spot. But Larry, if you don't do anything about this and continue to cater to her every wish, you'll just keep on living in misery. Is there even a point to living then?
I get that, but, well...
So? When you guys get into fights like this, she likes to ask you to buy things for her so you can get her forgiveness, right? What does she want from you this time?
A wristwatch that's worth $3,000. I'll have to buy it.
A $3,000 watch? What kind is it?
Huh? I'm not sure the name, but, well, why do you care?
It's nothing really, I just like wristwatches is all, so I wanted to know the make and model. Because it's pretty much my hobby buying and collecting them, so I can understand people by the watches that they want. I guess you could say it's like fortune telling. Do you have a picture or something of the watch she wants? Or even a link to the online store?
I have a picture that she sent me earlier. I'll send it now.
What? This is the watch that she wants from you? But this model is really meant for men to wear.
Wait, really? I know that there's a lot of people that don't really mind what gender things are made for anymore, though.
But the size of this thing will be way too big for her wrists, I think.
Right. Well, then maybe she's just thinking of reselling it once she has it on her hands?
Reselling it, huh? By the way, what was the perfume you bought for her called? The one that you gave her the last time something like this happened.
I'll send you a picture of it now. Do you know a lot about perfumes as well?
Yeah, I'm the kind of guy that likes fashion and accessories.
I see. Now that I think about it, she also had me buy a necktie for her. I'll send you a picture of that as well.
What? A necktie? Hold on, Larry, I think I know what's going on here. I can see that this is something completely different. I don't even need to see the pictures now.
Huh? What's going on then?
Come on, man. You should have known the moment she asked you for a dang necktie. No matter how you think of it, she has another man. Who do you think wears neckties normally?
Wait, there's no way that could be. She's the kind of person that really hates people that cheat.
She might just hate being cheated on, Larry. I'm sure she doesn't mind if she's the one doing it, and on top of that, you've said that she likes to go out late, even staying out until the morning sometimes. And when you have days off, she always goes out by herself, right?
Yeah?
Doesn't that right there look like the perfect setup for her to actually be going out with another man? Well, whatever. I know someone that can help you out with this, so I'll introduce you to him. He's a guy that I've become close with at the casino. He'll be able to follow up and see what she's been up to. There's no way that she's been doing anything besides cheating on you when she's having you buy her all those men things.
Huh? Wait, I don't understand. And someone from the casino? Do you really think they'll be okay? I'm sure they asked me to pay a lot for them to help me, right?
I'll make sure I cover the cost for you. Will that make you talk with him?
I guess.
But if he finds out that your girl is really cheating on you, I want some of the money back. That way there's really no risk to you, right? If she's not cheating on you after all, then you don't have to pay anything for this. And if she is cheating, then you get to leave her and win some money from her, which you can give a little of it to me. It's the perfect plan, Larry.
Well, I guess that's alright. Pam has the right to some privacy, right?
Larry, what kind of man are you letting your wife cheat on you and treat you like dog crap? Just let my man help you. I'll even make sure to keep all this a secret.
Fine.
Hey, Larry! What do you think you're doing going out by yourself on a Sunday? Do you just plan to leave your wife at home and go? I can see you're not even thinking right now. It's been so long since we've been able to have a day together and you've just thrown all that out the window.
Wait, but aren't you always leaving me home to go out on your own? You even have instances where you're gone all day and night for even 2 days. Hold on, you weren't even home when I left this morning.
I just got back, and when I walked around the house, you weren't here.
Huh?
Don't tell me you're the kind of man that likes to keep his wife restrained at home. You're the worst, Larry. I guess I have nothing better to do now than going back out for the day.
Wait, no, that's not what I meant. And don't leave the house again.
Sure. You want me to get all pissed off again, don't you? Then, while you're out today, I'd like you to bring me back that $3,000 watch I've been asking you for, okay? Okay? I told you that you need to give me the watch in order for me to forgive you, right?
No, I told you that I can't afford it right now.
Don't you want to buy your wife the things she wants from you? I'm saying that the watch is the next thing I want. This is the whole frickin' reason I called you a useless husband. You can't even save up enough money for a simple watch.
But I want to know what you even plan to use that watch for. It also looks like you haven't even used that perfume I got for you last time. And that necktie? What was that for? I don't get why you keep on asking for all these expensive things when you never use them.
Excuse me? Are you trying to talk back to me now? Oh, this is not ending well for you.
This isn't me talking back to you. I'm just asking some simple questions, that's all.
I'm over this. If this is what you want to try to do, then we're through.
Again with this.
All right, I handed in the paperwork. I had to hand in the divorce paperwork to the city office since you didn't stop talking back to me. If you don't hurry up and try to stop it, we're going to end up divorced, Larry. You wouldn't want that now, would you?
Then I guess you're my ex now.
What?
You said you already turned in the papers, right? Then I suppose I'll go to the office and let them know I agree with getting divorced. And so we'll be nothing more than two strangers. Congrats.
Why are you acting all tough now? Do you not understand what'll happen to you now that we're getting divorced?
You're asking me that question?
I'm going to have you pay me a really high settlement now. I can then use some of that money to get myself that watch and more. You should already know that my dad is a very powerful lawyer that'll do whatever I ask of him. There's no way you'll be able to fight us in court.
Alright then, go ahead and take me to court over this. But I'll just let you in on this, I have my own weapons.
Weapons? What the hell could those be?
I have pictures taken of you cheating on me.
What?
For the past few days, I've had a man investigating you. I wasn't expecting him to really come up with anything, but just like that, the next day he came to me with a picture of you and that other man. I was shocked. You always told me how much you hate people that cheat.
Wait a minute. You really had someone following me? What?
I did. If you'd like, I can show you these pictures, and actually, I already have a lawyer with me, and he's working on preparing things for the court case. Actually, today I have to go back to his office to work out some more things.
Huh? You're joking. Larry, you started to doubt me?
Well, after getting some help from a few people, my eyes have finally been opened. Seeing the photos of you holding that man and going around with him really hurt. And now thinking back to how much I trusted everything that you said to me, I feel embarrassed.
I see. You really want to start a fight with me now. But you'll regret this because my dad really is a powerful man. He'll even find a way to say that those pictures are all photoshopped.
I'm sorry, but I've already talked with your dad.
Huh?
I've sent him all these pictures already. I'm not sure whether or not he questions them being real or not, but he trusted me.
Lies. My dad has already seen them?
Well, this is evidence I need to fight you, so I'd rethink trying to fight back at me.
What is all of this? Are you frickin' kidding me? You should have talked to me first before talking with my family about me.
You can't say anything when you haven't even been home the past 2 days to talk with me. Well, anyway, from now on, the two of us are no more, right?
Wait, Larry, can't we meet up and talk about all of this in person? I can tell that the two of us are pretty worked up right now. So, once we've cooled off a bit, we should discuss all of this.
Do I look like I'm worked up right now?
I just want to talk this through in person. Then we can see if we really want to get divorced or not, right?
Have you forgotten already? You turned in the paperwork and told them that we were through. What point is there to us meeting and talking now?
I wasn't able to make it there in time. What are we gonna do? Do you really want the two of us to get divorced? Hold on, I don't want that.
You had been wanting to divorce me so much. I think you have some personal issues to deal with, Pam.
Huh? What? I'm not able to open the front door to the house.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but that's my house now, so I went and had all the locks changed.
Huh?
This was all done to protect myself. I had a locksmith come over while you've been out, and he went and changed everything out for me. I'll make sure to get all your things packed up and sent to you, so go find a place to stay for the night.
What are you talking about? This house belongs to the both of us, right?
Nope. This is a house that I signed for and took loans out on. And it's been me who's been paying off that loan for the past few years. When you handed in those divorce papers, you were giving up your right to live in that house. You can ask your dad about this and he'll tell you the same thing.
But you're being a total prick by having me thrown out of the house already. Do you not have a heart? We were married to each other.
There will be some properties separated between us, so I'll make sure to give you those things when they're decided on. But along with that, I'm also getting a settlement from you, so you'd better start saving up for that.
What? But come on. If this is what you plan to do, I'll just go live with Matt then. He'll kindly pay the settlement for me. Wait, huh?
What's wrong, Pam?
He's gone and blocked me. What did you do to him?
Did you really think that a man like Matt was in love with you?
Huh?
The man that helped me find someone to investigate you is my coworker, Ben. Well, Ben later told me that he knows a man named Matt. He said that he used to go to the casino with him a lot, but was one day kicked out. He would go around taking other people's money from them and would try and cheat at some of the games there.
Huh? Casino? He got kicked out?
Right now, he has a lot of fines to pay to that casino and has been going around trying to get people to hand him some change. He is a parasite, for God's sake. Pam, that man was always asking you to give him high-end things, right? I'm sure that everything you asked me to buy for you was then given to him, right?
This whole thing about Matt, is it true?
It is. You said it yourself that he's blocked you now, right? That must mean that he used you as much as he could.
Oh, then that means I'm screwed. I never once thought that this would turn out this way.
So now you can see that no matter what you try and do, you're still stuck, right? You'll have to just live with the fact that you really messed up and will have to go to court.
No, there's no reason for me to go to court. I'm telling you that I'm now starting to see what was wrong with me. I'm so sorry for hurting you so much. Can't you just give me one more chance, please?
No matter how many chances I give, you always seem to go back to being the person you are now. I think that a selfish, lying girl like you is going to end up in hell. After that, Pam tried to run back to that Matt guy that she'd been going out with, but the address that he once gave her turned out to never be his real address, so now she's left with no way of getting in touch with him or finding him. When she realized that she had been thrown out by the man that she hoped would save her, she fell into a very terrible depression. Following that, she was then forced to borrow a lot of money to be able to pay off the settlement to me, and had to move back to her parents' house so that she would have a chance of making it out of all her debt. I'm so glad that I made the choice to get her father involved in all this before she had a chance to lie to him. After a couple more months had passed, that Matt guy and another one of his friends ended up getting caught by the police and were taken into custody for avoiding all their fines. At this moment, he's now stuck in jail waiting for his court hearing and will most likely not be getting out of the system anytime soon. As for me, being away from Pam has really given me a lot of happiness back, and my life at work has also gotten a lot less stressful. The merger that I had to stay in that meeting for also took place, and I was very lucky to learn that in the merger I'd be getting a better pay and a new title. I've also started taking Ben out for lunches now to pay him back for his help, but I will never be able to thank him enough for helping me start all of this. And one more thing, I still feel like I'm too young to let a divorce like this ruin me relationship-wise, so starting next month I'm going to get myself back out there and start looking for a woman way more understanding and open than someone like Pam. Wish me luck.
Hey, Al, did you end up receiving the invitation for the wedding? You have to be there, so make sure that you don't have any other plans that day.
Huh? You sent me an invitation? What are you even talking about right now, Gavin? And why are you starting to message me over text again? Didn't you and I agree to never ever talk to one another again after the divorce?
Hey now, don't take this as me actually wanting to talk with you right now. I just had to in order to make sure you'd be at the wedding. So be happy I'm still considerate of you after all this time.
And why should I be happy about your consideration, Gavin? All I can ever remember about you anymore is that you're this massive jerk that had my life flipped upside down for no good reason. Ugh, whose wedding is this that I'm being invited to anyway? I really have no idea what you're going on about right now, though, so please make all of this quick for me.
So you're saying you've had no clue about our daughter's upcoming wedding? I guess you really are a failure as a mother if you haven't even been able to hear about something like that. She must hate you as much as I was assuming she would.
Wait, Kay is getting married now? I never heard anything about that. I mean, I didn't really expect her to say anything to me about it, but well, congratulations to her then.
Of course you didn't hear anything about the wedding, considering most things that have to do with her have nothing to do with you.
Yeah, that's very true. And that's why you shouldn't be holding any of that against me. So, the invitation is for Kay's wedding then?
That's right, and you're gonna be attending the wedding as her mother, right?
Wait, you guys want me to be at the wedding? Then why haven't I even gotten the invite yet?
Well, maybe that has to do with the fact that Kay doesn't know your current address, right?
Well, could you please tell her to send one to me so that I know where and when to go?
Why should I have to go through that trouble for you? You're her mother, so how about you talk with her and get all of that sorted out?
Ugh, you are still as annoying and unreasonable as ever, I see. Well, whatever, I guess. Listening to whatever else you have to say to me now is useless. Are Kay's grandparents going to the wedding as well?
Well, of course they are. They're her grandparents after all and want to be there to see her get married. Why would you even ask such an obvious question like that? Have you really been that lonely that you've lost touch with all of society lately?
Gavin, if they're going to be there, then is it really okay for me to attend her wedding? You do remember that we got divorced a year ago, Gavin. And for 2 years before that divorce took place, I was completely ignored by all of you guys, and that left me feeling like I meant nothing at all to any of you. Now you're asking that I go to a wedding with all those people again? I'm telling you right now, if I go there, not a single person from your family will be happy I'm there. And they will most likely want me sent out of the venue and forced to go back to my house, which would be a massive waste of time and effort for me, and I really do not want that right now.
True, there will be people there that won't like the fact that you're showing up, but Kay would look bad if her own mother didn't show up to her wedding, right? And when it comes to her fiancé, he's quite the wealthy man. So you and I have to make sure everything goes smoothly for her at this wedding, or else she may miss this chance. Therefore, you don't have to worry about being forced to leave or anything like that, even if nobody is wanting to talk with you. Now, don't you at least want to make sure Kay looks good in front of all his family? I'm sure that to someone as unaware as you that wouldn't matter, but,
Even if you want me there to keep up her appearance, telling me so suddenly like this? I'm not even sure what day the wedding is on and if I'll have time to physically make it with my schedule.
Oh, come on! What could someone as lonely as you be busy with these days?
Wait a second. Is Kay's fiancé from... Is he from the Wellington Financial Group? Like, that family?
Well, so you do know a thing or two about her and her fiancé. Well, if you knew about her being with him, then you should have said something from the start about that. I'm kind of surprised that somebody would tell you about her fiancé, but at least explaining things to you will be that much easier for me.
Nobody ever told me about that, actually.
Huh? What are you trying to say, then?
Don't worry, it doesn't really matter right now. Let's get back to talking about the wedding.
I never expected someone like Kay to marry into the Wellington family, though. She really is my daughter, then, if she was able to achieve something like that. This'll for sure secure my future for me. I'm expecting for both her and the Wellington family to take great care of me in my old age as well. And that doesn't just go for me myself, but my career as a whole, too. You, on the other hand, will have to continue living life all by your lonesome, though. Please understand that you cannot rely on my daughter for anything when you're too old to care for yourself, and that goes for me as well. And don't ever come to me expecting any more money from out of my pockets, either.
I never really intended on relying on any one of you later in my life.
Yeah, sure, all right. So you're coming to this wedding then, right? Of course you are. You being Kay's mother means that you would never want to ruin her wedding, right? Just make sure you stay quiet while you're there, because I know just how much of a useless wife you can be.
I'm no longer your wife, though, Gavin, so please refrain from talking to me like that ever again. It's more disturbing now than it is rude, considering you were the one that divorced me and sent me out of the house.
You think that was disturbing of me? Wow, can't believe that you're actually going to complain about me for once. You must have gotten a lot more cocky this past year then. But don't think you're any better than you were when the divorce happened, because you're still the same old useless wife that I left before. Do you want to know why we all ignored you for those 2 years? Because you were completely incompetent as a wife and as a mother. You did all kinds of things that my parents and I could not agree with, and things that your daughter will never be able to look past anymore. But anyway, just make sure that you're at Kay's wedding and that you keep your mouth shut, okay?
All right, already, I'll be there.
That's what I wanted to hear from you. It's your duty as Kay's mother to be there anyway, so of course you'd be going no matter what, right? I guess I'll be seeing you in a little while, and make sure not to cause any trouble for any of the guests. I mean that. If you do anything to get in other people's way, I'll make sure that's the last time you ever see Kay again. Heck, it might even be the last time you see anyone ever again if you really screw things up bad enough.
What are you even talking about? Stop talking to me like I'm 5 years old.
Just obey what I've asked of you like the useless woman that you are, Elle. And make sure to fulfill your duty as her mother by making her look good for her fiancé's rich and powerful family. As for that invitation, it was actually sent out to you yesterday, so you should be getting that soon.
Then what was the point of all that crap before? Ugh. I'll be seeing you at the wedding then.
I heard about this from Dad, but are you actually going to be coming out to my wedding? I can't believe you're even thinking of coming to my wedding of all things. Do you even remember what you did to me? Sure, it's been close to 3 years now since it all started, but are you serious about this right now?
Hey, it's been a while, Kay. What you heard from your dad is true, that I will be coming out to your wedding to attend it. And it was your dad who asked me to come as well. So don't think I was planning on being there to see you out of my own will.
He only asked you to come to my wedding so that my mother would be there and so that our family wouldn't be seen as an embarrassment to my fiancé's family. But really, I don't actually want you coming to my wedding. I don't even think of you as my mother, so it makes no sense having you there sitting in my mother's seat. I'm sure that things would be better off if my dad just went out and hired some whore to come and dress nicely saying she's my mother over having you there. All I can even imagine is that you being there will only bring even more embarrassment to me. And how can you even have the guts to come, huh? You must have no shame if all it took was an invite from my dad to get you to come out and be around the whole family again.
Kay, what did I ever do to you that made you talk like that to me? Why do you have to say such things about me? I thought things were going so well when you were younger, and all I was doing was trying my best. But then a few years back, you started to ignore me completely, just like your dad and your grandparents were. I guess ever since then, you've had those harsh feelings towards me that we never had the chance to talk through. I don't understand what happened, though, that caused you to think of me as not being your mom.
How can you sit there moaning about all of that? Seriously? Do you think I'm too stupid to understand what was all going on then? I wasn't a child anymore by the time I realized what you were doing, and that's why things changed so much between the two of us. And luckily, I had Dad there to make sure I knew every single thing about what you did behind our backs. You are the worst kind of trash. Not only did you end up hurting Dad and Grandma and Grandpa, but you hurt me by doing all of it. And that's why I started to hate you and always will until the day I die. I thought we had finally gotten rid of you, to be honest, but now you're back, wanting to come out to my wedding of all things. I cannot believe the nerve of some people.
Wait a minute, Kay, I stabbed you in the back? I never did anything like that to you back then. What are you talking about?
Don't even try acting like you have no idea what I'm talking about. You stole a lot of the family's money, and because of that, I wasn't able to go to the university that I've been wanting to go to for so long. I will never forgive you for doing that to me. Do you know how it felt for me to have to tell all my friends at my graduation from high school that I wouldn't be able to go to college with them? I was in tears, bawling my eyes out, and the only person there who could comfort me was Dad.
Kay, I have no idea what you're going on about. Can you please explain what your dad told you to me?
You were a worthless and stupid mother. Life has been so much better ever since the day Dad divorced you and kicked you out. And yet now you're coming back into my life again, acting as though you're once again my mother. Disgusting, absolutely disgusting of you. By the way, I went ahead and tossed that necklace you gave to me that you got from your mom. That was my way of getting back at you for what you'd done.
What? Why would you do that, Kay? That necklace, it had been in the family for 3 generations and had so many heirloom jewels on it.
Why did I do it? Because I knew doing something like that would make you upset, and I love making a vile monster like you upset. Even Dad was happy to see that necklace go in the trash. I'm so glad that I did that, because you really are just the worst person ever, and it made me feel like I'd slain a beast.
All right, I get it, Kay. Your dad must have told you a lot of things that have gotten you all confused about me, but it's too late now to fix those misunderstandings. Because I can see that you really do hate me now, and won't want to listen to a word of what I have to say. I'm still going to attend that wedding of yours, though. I even look forward to seeing you then, Kay, even if you're not looking forward to seeing me.
Hey, how much of a freaking idiot are you? Take a look around. You are in the complete wrong seat on the wrong side of the room. You get out of there right now and come back over here before anybody notices what you've done.
What are you talking about now, Gavin? As far as I'm aware, this is the correct seat for someone like me.
You must be seriously brain dead to think something like that when those seats are meant for the groom's family. I hope you were just joking about what you said there. Now get over here and sit in the seat designated for the bride's mother.
I was invited to this wedding as a part of the groom's family, though. After all, I am his aunt, in a way. Which means that there should be no problem with me sitting in this seat, right?
Elle? What are you talking about?
I'm sure you're not aware of this yet, but I am the groom's uncle's wife. I got married to him 6 months after you went and divorced me and kicked me out of the house. So that kind of makes the groom my nephew. Also, my husband happens to be like the boss inside the groom's family in some ways, which means I share said status. So me being sat over here with his family is only correct, right?
Wait a second. You got remarried after I left you? What are you actually going on about right now? I never heard anything about that happening with you.
I never had a reason to tell you about it, and neither did the rest of my family. I mean, why should I tell you about something that only relates to me? You're nothing to me anymore after what you did. So that means there really is no reason for me to be telling you anything about my life anymore. By the way, wasn't it you who told me first to never talk to you again after the divorce? All of you guys were against me when I had to leave the house and my daughter, so of course I wasn't going to ever talk to any one of you again.
What are you talking about? None of that has anything to do with what I want to know.
Just know that I'm married to a part of the groom's family now, so you can stop acting like a complete buffoon and let me enjoy this wedding. Oh, and one last thing. I'll be giving a speech today at the wedding with my husband, so please look forward to that.
Why are you, of all people, going to be giving a speech with him? You only just married into that family 6 months ago, right? None of that makes any sense to me.
About that, this may seem a bit strange, but my husband and I first met because of Ben, the groom. My husband is not only Ben's uncle, but he is also his boss within the company, and so he respects my husband and I very much. So as a way of showing that respect, he asked that we step up in front of everyone today and give a speech together, my husband and I.
Are you kidding me right now? How am I gonna let something like that happen? You'd better not say a dang thing that could ruin this wedding for all of us here today.
If you don't want me saying anything that would ruin your guys' wedding, then you'd better watch your attitude, Gavin.
What? Do you think it's okay for you to speak to me like that?
Whoa now, watch that tone of yours, Gavin.
All right, I'll leave you alone. Neither of us would want there to be any trouble at this wedding, right?
Are you saying that to protect Kay and her wedding, though?
Of course I'm saying that to protect her.
Or could you be so worried about the things I might say because you don't want to affect your promotion in this world? You want the money that's going to come from having Kay marry Ben and his super wealthy family, right? And that's why you want to make sure everything goes well today.
What are you talking about, Elle?
I know about everything already, Gavin. You want this wedding to go as smooth as butter because it will play a major part in the company contract, right?
I have no clue what you're going on about. All I want is for my daughter's wedding to go well today because she's all that matters to me.
Stop making excuses, Gavin. I know about how you went and used up all of that tuition money that was saved for Kay so that she could go to the school she wanted to after high school. Yet you couldn't handle the embarrassment that would come when the family found out, so you told them all it was me, right? And that's why they all ended up ignoring me like I was some creature they didn't want in the house anymore.
Are you out of your mind? What's the point in bringing up all that stuff now? Go ahead and tell everyone if you want, but nobody's going to believe you. Now just get back to your seat over here and be quiet.
My seat isn't over there. I told you that already, right? My seat is next to my husband today with the rest of my family.
Huh?
I would never choose to go and sit over there acting as though I'm Kay's mom. You all made me go through hell for 2 years and then kicked me out when you grew tired of having me around. Do you really still think you can boss me around like that?
Just calm down and think about this. Today is Kay's wedding, right? Don't you care about her and her image? For her sake and the sake of her fiancé's family, calm down and come over here. Just sit next to me like you're still my wife or something, and let's all just learn to get along for today.
I'm not going to listen to you anymore, Gavin. I have plans of my own now. You can try all you want to play nice and beg for me to be with you all, but it is far too late for that. I know what you want out of this wedding, so please sit back and let's both you and I enjoy what's to come.
Why the hell would you do that? Because of you, this wedding is being canceled now, and there's talk now about that contract being ended. That contract was made by me and was about to be secured in the hands of the Wellington family. How are you going to make something as bad as this right for me? You really are such an embarrassment to our family, you pile of garbage.
You're the one who should be embarrassed of themselves, Gavin.
What did you just say?
All I was saying today in that speech was what needed to be said. Nobody was getting upset or anything about it until you started to throw a fit and then came up on stage to try and attack me. You've now gone and embarrassed your own family because you couldn't help yourself from acting like a child.
I'm going to get you kicked out of here. Because of you, you've made me look like I'm the bad guy in all of this. All because you went up there and started to talk about all my wrongdoings in front of everyone here today during your own daughter's wedding. What did you think you were going to achieve with that crap? I will not forgive you for what you've done this time, you bitch.
Jeez, Gavin, you are always so self-centered. That speech was made to wake you and everyone else in that family of yours up. I wanted to make sure that Kay knew about what was going on so that you'd stop causing trouble for her. Luckily, security came and got you before you could get to me and took you out of here. The wedding hasn't even been canceled yet either, and ever since you were taken away, things have gone back to normal. Both Kay and Ben really seem to be happy with one another, and everyone is focused on them right now. The only one who seemed to really take any offense to what I said was you. And you caused all of that trouble, which made everyone think poorly of you and nobody else.
You kicking me out yet still allowing that wedding to continue is pointless. The whole wedding is pointless without the one thing that I wanted from it. Yet now, that one thing, the contract, is going to be canceled because of you. I'm going to have to use Kay to go and talk with her husband about this. She needs to tell him to take that contract and make it happen.
Enough already! Even if you try getting Kay to listen to you and talk with her husband about your stupid little contract, it's no use. Her husband doesn't want to see you anymore, and neither does the rest of his family.
What? What are you talking about? You're married to the groom's uncle now, right? All right, I may still have a chance then. Go and tell your husband that he needs to accept this contract from me still, so that our companies can partner together. You and I still have something between us, don't we? So of course you'll go and help me out here.
I'm sorry, Gavin, but there is nothing between you and I anymore. Just a terrible past that can never be erased.
Please, Elle, do something about this. I've not only invested so much in that contract, but into someone else as well. She told me that if I could get that contract to pass and get the promotion my company offered for it, she'd marry me. I'm so close now, so please, just help me this once, Elle. If you can help me get this deal squared away with that family, then I'll be promoted to the head of my department and be making 3 times as much as I do now.
You're being manipulated by some hostess, Gavin. When will you come to realize any of that?
What? My Rena isn't anything like that. She'd never manipulate me.
If she truly loved you, Gavin, she wouldn't say she'd only marry you if you got that promotion. Is that woman really your reason for why you stole your daughter's college money? You really are the worst of the worst, Gavin. I hope when all of this is done and over with, you learn some kind of lesson and leave that Rena chick behind.
Wait, so you're really not going to help me out here? I'm sorry for everything I did to you before.
Do you see what I meant? You have never really cared about Kay and her plans for marriage. You only wanted this wedding to go well so that you could have that contract go through, get your promotion, and be with that hostess from the bar. Selfish assholes like you, Gavin, deserve what all's coming for you. Thankfully, everyone here at the wedding knows the truth now and will no longer want anything to do with you. You're done for. Now go out and find that hostess of yours, and good luck explaining to her what happened today. And make sure to not ever show your face around my family and I again.
About what all happened yesterday, thank you.
What?
And not just for what happened yesterday, but for what you said to me back when we had started talking to one another again. You said some things to me that stuck, and that kind of started to help me see what had been going on behind the scenes all along. I was always wondering why someone as kind as you would want to steal the money that was saved up for me, and what you'd want to even use that for. You never spent a lot of money the whole time you'd been raising me, so of course there was something going on there. That asshole of a father told me you went and spent it all on another man before the divorce went down. I chose to believe what he told me, yet that turned out to be the complete opposite in the end. He was the one who spent it all on some chick I'd never even heard of.
It's okay now, Kay. What happened in the past will fortunately stay in the past for the most part. What's important to me is that you understand all of that now. Now, about your wedding, I'm really sorry that my speech went and caused such a ruckus between your dad and I. It's just that my husband couldn't forgive what your dad did to me, and he wanted to make sure we took care of him once and for all. Thankfully, after that, your wedding was able to carry on, and your dad was taken away from the wedding venue by security. From what I could tell, even your grandparents were able to understand the truth that I told everyone, which is a great thing.
I see. Surprisingly, my husband still seems to be okay with being married to me, even after hearing about all of that regarding Dad. And he even said that he loved me.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
Well, when it came to us being together, all of it felt artificial, since everyone around us seemed to be the ones wanting Ben and I to be together. But after Dad tried running up to attack you and I was able to tell him to get away, Ben realized that I really am more caring than he first thought. And after that, he told me I did a good thing trying to step in to stop my dad and protect you, and said that he really did want me to become his wife.
Is that so? Well, I'm happy to hear that from you, Kay.
Yeah, just what happened with Dad is really shocking to me still, but I can't say that I'm not happy to see him out of my life. Anyway, Mom, I'm sorry for everything I did to you in the past. Actually, I never thought the day would come where I'd feel comfortable calling you my mom again. Even though there've been a lot of changes these past few years, could you still be my mother? Could we still get along as a family?
Of course, Kay. I'm truly sorry for everything that's happened myself, so let's start things fresh again. Like the last few years never even really happened between you and I. And as your mom, I'm always going to be watching over and taking care of you, no matter what. After everything that happened, that surprising event at Kay's wedding ended up serving as a catalyst for improving my relationship with her again. As mother and daughter, her and I have really started to talk to one another like a family again, and my husband is very happy about that. As for my ex-husband, though, after being discovered at home drinking his sadness away by his parents, they both kicked him out of their house and onto the streets. He begged them both for hours to let him back in and that he would do better from now on to improve their situation through his job, but they weren't going to bite. He even tried going to Kay asking for her help, where she told him a firm no before slamming the door to hers and Ben's house in his face. To make matters even worse for him, his hostess friend Rena ended up getting married to another man and moving away from town out into the countryside. He made an attempt to find her before she left town, but when he made it out to the apartment she'd been staying at, nobody was living there anymore and the door was locked. She also went and blocked his number on her phone, so there was really no way for him to ever find her again. Additionally, back at work there was more pressure applied to him for not getting that deal to go through, and was demoted from his position and then transferred to a small office out in the middle of nowhere. Whether or not he'll ever be able to get out of there remains a mystery to us all. But in any case, I'm really glad to have my cute little girl back and an improved relationship with her. One night, Kay did say that she was really sorry for me, though, for what she did to that necklace I had passed down to her from my mother, and even said to me that she'd pay me back for it. Of course, I wasn't going to say that she didn't have to do that, since it was a very fancy necklace that had a lot of meaning to my family. But I did tell her that she could take her time paying it off. From now on, I'm looking forward to all the new memories her and I will be able to make as mother and daughter again.
Having a 42-year-old unmarried shut-in living with us is so frickin' dumb. At first, I thought you were coming here in order to take care of us, but all you've been doing is sitting in that room of yours. I can't believe you even have to live here at your family's house when you're still 42. Are you not embarrassed?
First of all, I'm 41 right now.
Who cares what difference 1 year makes when you're that age? An old hag like you needs to get lost.
Say that all you want, Danny, but this is my family's house. You guys were the one who got married out of nowhere, and before you guys were even a thing, I had things going on in my life.
What? Annoying. You are always such a gloomy person, and it shows by the way you text me here. Let me just tell you something right now, Jill, since I have your eyes right now. Normally, people are leaving their parents' house when they're in their 20s and don't stick around as long as you have. Most people end up going to college as well, so they're out of their parents' place and in a dorm before they're even 20. Yet when it comes to you, Jill, how old are you really?
I told you I'm 41 years old right now.
That's absolutely right. In other words, you've been preparing to leave your parents' house for the past 20 years now, right? However, I'm not so sure you actually have been, since you're still acting like this house is all yours. I think you should start worrying about how you look to everyone else around you, Jill, because you're looking very parasite-like.
Hold on one moment. I'm starting to believe there is some kind of a misconception here. Right now, I'm not leeching off my parents' house, and I'm actually here supporting everyone. Which means that there is no way I can just get up and leave this house like you've asked me to.
That was quite a good lie you had there. Could that point to something else about you? Maybe the inside of your head is less brains and more hot air. You really think you're helping your family out right now? Do you think I have no idea what's been going on in your family this whole time?
But I'm telling the truth. And it's not that I don't think you have any clue. Rather, I want to know what you do know about my family.
What I know is that you, Jill, have been living in your parents' house this whole time as a parasite and a single old hag. But that's only natural, right? Had you gotten married like a good little girl, you would have been out of here by now and with a man. But all I've heard from your family is that you just sit in that room all day long playing video games. I'm going to be blunt with you here. Is there a reason for you to be alive anymore?
Excuse me? Why am I having to hear crap like that from you, of all people, right now? Now, let me tell you something that I hope sets your mind straight. I am not some shut-in who plays video games all day. I just told you what I'm doing here. I'm supporting my family. I get that I'm in my room all day, so you have that right, but the rest of what you're saying about me is all wrong.
I'm sorry about that. So you're one of those people now. What do they call you? Family security guards? I guess you've always been protecting this house from all the scary monsters in your video games. It really is special that we have a shut-in in this house who is taking care of all of us.
I just told you that is not the case at all here. And who the heck says something like a family security guard? Are you really in your 20s right now? Actually, if you're going to talk to me like that all the time, I have something I'd like to ask you. Why would you get married to my little brother when you guys have such an age gap?
You derailing our conversation like that isn't all too kind of you, because I have to rethink everything I was about to say. Well, it's fine, Jill. I'll give you my answer. You and I both know that I would never have been able to marry a man his age without the love we share, right? And I must say, your little brother, he's a wonderful daddy for me. I already know that with my looks, I could get any man around my age, but getting someone closer to the age of my dad? Well, that was a tricky game for me to play. Sure, he was in love with me the moment he laid his eyes on me, but it took a while for me to consider him. But after realizing that I love him too, I fell into his arms. So if it wasn't for love, why else would we have gotten married?
What about money? There's also the fact that you might be wanting to get this house from my parents someday. We all know that my brother is getting up there in age and is almost 40 now, which means there is close to a 20-year age difference between you and him. With almost a 2-decade gap, are you guys really able to talk to one another often?
When it comes to what we talk about, all I have to do is talk about the things he likes. Now, would you please stop making fun of my ability to communicate with an older man?
In other words, you guys aren't naturally talking to one another. But that makes total sense since you were raised in different times pretty much. Is that really the kind of marriage you want to have for the rest of your life, Danny?
Wait, what was that? Are you trying to suggest that your younger brother and I get a divorce now or something? I'm sorry to say this, but I am not going to let go of my husband. Between him and I, there is a very deep love that we share.
Wait, I don't really care about the relationships of other people normally. This time, I was just wondering how things were going between you two, and it kind of helps me with my job a little. Knowing how couples talk to one another and such. I also wanted to know what you thought it was like being married to an older man, and how you feel you've been viewed by those around you. This was a good chance for me to ask about that, so thank you for answering me.
Jesus, you really are taking your job as the family security guard very seriously there, Jill. You're wanting to talk about relationships within the household and about how I feel about your brother to make sure he's safe. But let me tell you something. Protecting and caring for your brother is my job now. You should be more than aware of that now, right? I can't believe you. I feel like you've really taken that self-proclaimed job of yours a little too seriously.
Listen here, I understand that I'm in my room a lot of the time, but don't start calling me the family security guard. Are you sure you're not confusing me for some kind of a nerd? I am not in here playing video games all day or watching movies. I am in here taking my job very seriously and making sure that I get all of my work done each and every day.
Aha, that's totally right. I'm so sorry for thinking anything besides that. But you can cut it out now with all of that. All I care about right now is when you will be getting out of this house.
Are you trying to hint at you moving into this house with us?
I don't want to live there with you. How about you read what I'm typing instead of going off topic again? The only reason I'm asking all of this is because I want you to leave that house as soon as possible. I'll have you leave that house within the next month or two, and then I'll be moving into there with your brother.
What do you think you're saying, Danny? Tell me, what has my brother said to that idea?
Well, if you'd like to know, Reed has agreed with me and wants the same thing. By the way, that guy would never be able to say no to any of my ideas. I mean, that guy knows just as well as the rest of you that he's not cut out for me, so it wouldn't be crazy if one day I grew bored of him and just left. So he's always trying to suck up to me and keep me by his side.
Is it really healthy for you to have a mindset like that about your relationship?
As someone who's never been in a relationship before, I don't want to hear it from you.
Well, I'm sure you don't. I don't know a whole lot about things like relationships, so I still have plenty to learn.
If only you were 20 years younger, Jill. Then a comment like that would actually be kind of cute. But hearing an old hag saying that right in front of me, I'm surprised I'm not vomiting yet.
Yeah, all right. Anywho, if you're really wanting to come to my family's house to live here, then let's make sure to have a proper discussion about it next time. And if we're able to come to an understanding, then you can come live here with my parents and I for good.
The one who should be worried about continuing to live in that house or not is you, Jill. I've already told you what I want from you, and that's your butt getting out of that house as soon as possible. There is no reason for us to have any discussions about this when everyone already thinks the same thing as me. I am giving you 1 week now to get out of that house.
Wait, you can't be serious. Didn't you just say you'd like me gone within a month? Also, we have to have a conversation about something as impactful as you moving in and me moving out. If you don't start listening to what I want to say, then you're going to be the one regretting this decision.
Shut the hell up, you old hag. You really think threatening me with the old "you'll regret it" stick is going to work on me? Just shut up and get out of that house already.
I'm trying to tell you that something like this isn't going to work out in the end.
Come on now, Jill, look. Were you saying some really mean things to Danny just a second ago? Is there something really that wrong with you? You're 20 years older than she is almost, and yet you act far more immature than her. I bet it's because all you do is sit around in Mom and Dad's house, never doing anything with your life besides gaming. Has not leaving their house for so long shrunk your heart to microscopic size?
Huh? Reed, I haven't said a single thing to her today that was mean. What the heck was she telling you?
She told me that you don't want to leave Mom and Dad's house at all. And that when she brought up the fact that she wants to move in with them, you started telling her that she'd regret living in their house without paying any rent. To me, that sounds like you threatening her. I don't care that I'm your brother. If you're going to start hurting my little Danny, I'm not going to forgive you.
Huh? I never said anything like that to her. I wasn't even saying anything that was going to hurt her. Actually, the only person being intentionally hurt that whole time was me after all the things she said.
Is that right? Then tell me right now what she was saying to you then.
Not only was she calling me a 42-year-old hag, but she also started to call me a single shut-in. She then went on to say me living in this house at my age is crazy and that I should be embarrassed by it.
I see. I'm sorry to say this, but all of those are facts, right? And I have to agree with what she was saying to you, Jill. I think you being 41 and still living with your parents is a pretty crazy and shameful thing.
Reed, what the heck are you going on about right now? Don't tell me you forgot the reason for why I'm here right now. Both Mom and Dad got into some extreme debt and needed help with it pronto. They asked the both of us for help, but before they could even finish explaining themselves and what happened, you ran off and never came back, right? Yet after a while of being off the grid, you just decided to come back and act like you own this family.
That's all bits and pieces of the past now, Jill. Back then I was young and didn't know any better. I also happen to be the little brother, so I just assumed you'd do something to handle everything for them.
And that's what I've been doing, Reed. But you never ever seem to understand that I have things going on in my life that have led to this point, and a lot of those things have been caused by you.
Are you serious? You know it's kind of uncool to be crying about the past and acting like I should be sorry for it. I'm pretty sure you always bringing up things like that all the time is why you're still single, right?
What did you say? The reason I am 41 and still single is because I have never had any time to do anything besides take care of this family thanks to you. Back before you ran off, I had plans to finally go overseas and study at school in Denmark, and I even had my visa ready. But you just ran away from Mom and Dad, so I had no choice but to stay here and take care of them. And now I've been stuck here paying everything off for them.
All right already. I really don't care for your sob stories. They are all seriously uncool. Sorry that you had to be born the older sister and have parents stuck in debt, but that's not all my fault, right? That's just the way things are for you and for all the other older sisters in this world.
But you're the man of the family, Reed.
I might be, but I have an older sister in the family who can take care of everything for me. And all I've ever been told in life is that the oldest takes the burdens of the family while the youngest gets to do as they please.
What the actual hell? Whoever has been telling you things like that must be a spoiled brat. Honestly, you haven't changed one bit from the Reed I knew years and years ago. All you did was go out and grow a bit older before coming back to cause chaos again.
But I have myself a young and beautiful girlfriend now, right? I've come to learn that I'm a very good-looking guy, because I was able to get someone half my age and as hot as she is to sleep with me all the time.
Wait, you guys aren't even married yet? She was telling me before that you guys tied the knot and that she's your wife now.
She just likes to say that to keep all the other women away from me because I'm just that good-looking.
Well then, that means you're almost 40 yourself, yet haven't been married yet. And something must be going on there between you two, right? I mean, she's almost 20 years younger than you, so there can't just be love involved in your choice. What else is there?
Stop trying to compare me to someone as shameful as you. The reason why I've been able to land myself such a young woman is because of my looks and my hard work. Look, I've been working for almost 20 years now, right? So I have all of that money saved up in my account ready for her to spend. That house Mom and Dad are in will soon become mine, so I'm like a sugar daddy to her.
You're gravely mistaken, Reed. Because that house you bring up that you think is yours, you threw away on your way out, right?
What are you going on about now? All I did was leave the house to go and live on my own and grow. But I'm still the man of the house, which means that I'll be getting the house next from Mom and Dad, right?
Huh? I thought you just said you're the little brother and everything was up to your older sister to take care of. Stop acting like everything is in your favor here, bud. You can't just change your title whenever you feel like it. Either you're the little baby brother or the man of the house, but not both.
You could call me a man of wisdom, all right? Well, so be it. Because of me leaving that house for a while and all of you guys behind, you were able to live in that house with Mom and Dad rent-free, right? You don't have any rights to that house, so if it wasn't for my kindness, where would you be at right now?
Are you frickin' kidding me?
However, that rent-free lifestyle you've grown to enjoy is coming to an end now. So get the hell out of my house.
If you really want me out of this house, then why don't you come say that to my face? I want to see what kind of balls you've developed after leaving your family, and that will decide whether you get this house or not. Danny, what the hell do you mean you threw all of my things away? Why the hell would you do that?
I thought I told you already, right? You had 1 week to get all your things together and get out of the house. Yet after a week, it didn't seem like you'd be getting out of the house, so I had to become a bit more pushy is all. I made sure to put all of your things into trash bags and throw them into an industrial dumpster. The garbage truck already came by, but if you make a break for the landfill, I'm sure you'll be able to find some of your things.
You bitch, not only have you come into someone else's house in order to force them out, but you threw all of their things out as well? What the hell are you thinking?
I told you already. How many more times am I going to have to say this to you? I wanted you out of this house, yet you didn't budge. Luckily, I figured out the one time each and every week that you leave the house, so I aimed for that time today to make my attack, and just like I'd come to understand, you weren't home.
I see. But asking me to leave right now, that's pretty much impossible.
Because you don't have anywhere else to go. Well, you'll have nowhere else to go, and sleep tonight isn't any of our problem. Your brother and I are taking over your parents' house now, so you go be homeless somewhere else.
I see. So that's the way things are going to be here. Well, I fully understand now. Go ahead and start doing whatever you'd like.
Oh, is that really okay with you? You settled with this a whole lot quicker than I expected you to. I knew that someone as gloomy and weak as you was never going to be able to stand up to a couple as rich as your brother and I.
It's fine. I'll buy my own house. I have a place I've been thinking about staying at for a while now, so I'll go there for the time being.
I am dying of laughter right now, watching you try to act all tough. You really think you're buying a house for yourself now?
You don't have to believe whether I can or can't. Now, the best of luck to you and my brother after today.
Wait, Jill, where are you right now? Wait, why are you with a foreigner right now, living with them?
I already heard about everything from him about you. You came to my place looking for me or something?
And just before I could get inside and start looking around, that man went and kicked me out of there in a rage. You explain to me right now what is going on there.
I'd really like you to explain to me what's going on with you first. Why exactly did you come all the way over to my place? And how did you even find out where I've been living now?
To tell you the truth, when I was throwing all of the things in your room out last month, I found a piece of paper with some memos written on it, and some of them were addresses for different houses. At first, I didn't really think anything of those memos, but then I started to think if one of those places was where you moved to, it would be good to know in case I ever needed some money. That's kind of why I came out today looking for you, and then I ran into that massive house. What the hell is all of that about?
You really are the most greedy bitch of them all. Well, what you saw was exactly that. The house my man and I bought is a mansion.
I have no idea how that could be. How could some old hag of a shut-in like you be able to afford such a place?
I believe I've told you this before, right? I was never just some shut-in at my parents' house. I've been working a very good job and was using that money before to help support my family. I'm sure you figured that out pretty soon after I left, and that's why you came looking for me now.
That's exactly right. What were your parents talking about when they said that they were in some serious debt still? And I never heard from anyone that there have been plans to have that house torn down and the land sold.
Well, you never listened to me, so I didn't think there was much of a point in saying anything. I did say before, though, that I wanted to talk about everything in person first. Yet instead, you guys acted behind my back and threw away all the things in my room before kicking me out. I don't care what happens over there anymore because I already went and did my part.
But I did all of that thinking you were just some nerdy shut-in loser. Yet you were actually the one paying for the house and your parents the whole time? How was I supposed to think you could be someone like that when you were the way you were?
I can't believe you're getting all upset at me now. I wasn't the one who told you not to listen to any of what I'd been saying, right? That was your own self-conscious telling you that. Also, my brother should have been well aware of the fact that my parents were in some serious debt before kicking me out.
And I am telling you right now that neither of us knew that.
Which is wild, because I told both of you about it before you threw all my things out. Well, at least with the land being sold, they won't have to worry about being in debt anymore, right?
I can't believe this is all happening right now.
The reason my parents were in so much debt in the first place wasn't all their fault, so I felt I needed to help them pay it off instead of running away like someone did. But I made sure that they paid off half of that debt so I could focus more on paying the bills for them and feeding us. I was actually getting kind of tired of having to put most of my money into their debts and house, so you and Reed coming in and kicking me out of there really saved me.
Please don't joke around right now. If you were always paying for this place and your parents, you can come back here right now. And you can start to support Reed and I as well, just like you'd been doing for your parents, all right? You are the oldest after all.
You were the ones who kicked me out, right? You can also see now that I have my darling, and we've begun living in this massive and modern mansion together. So there's absolutely no reason for me going back to that house to start handing away my money again.
So you've never been just some single shut-in?
You still think that I am? To tell you the truth, I've had a boyfriend for a very long time now. But due to the fact that my brother ran off and left me with my moneyless parents, I had no choice but to move in with them and care for their needs, which led to us having to wait on the whole marriage thing. That doesn't mean we weren't talking to one another, though, as we'd call all the time and talk about our future together.
But Jill, you were always sitting in your room doing nothing.
And remember how you said I would leave the house once a week at the same time on the same day? That was the time you and Reed broke into my parents' house and tossed all my things, right?
Wait, so you were going out to...
That's right. Him and I would meet once a week at the same time, and there was never any problems between us with that. He had a big boy job as well, so he was always busy with that. Which meant the time we chose to meet always stayed the same. But having you both go into my parents' house and force me out really changed things for the better. Because now we're living in this huge mansion, and he and I can see each other all day, every day.
Then, wait, what's your job, Jill? You were always in your bedroom, so how were you making that kind of money?
I'm a writer. And not just any writer, but one of the top 10 most famous writers in the U.S. As a writer, it's pretty normal for me to just sit in my room doing my job without having to leave at all. I'm also making more than most people my age, enough to buy this house even.
Huh? So that's what you've been doing?
I've always been a writer, writing stories about the world. I've always wanted to travel. Those dreams have been on hold for a long time, but at least by making these stories, I can feel as though I've been on plenty of adventures. Luckily, through one of my online classes after I got out of college and had been working for a bit, I grew to know my language teacher. He's a polyglot, which means he can speak quite a lot of languages. He's traveled the world at least 24 times now and has been teaching me many languages to help me prepare for our first trip overseas together.
Hold on a second. What about all of us here? I married your brother thinking that I'd get to spend all his money and have this house. How things turned out now weren't a part of the plan. Come back here right now and help us.
I knew that was your goal. I'm sure you can already tell, but I'm not going back there. You and my brother are both the worst, which is why I just can't. But hey, at least both of your crappy characters go well with one another. So please, both of you continue to rot away there on your slow and painful journey to hell. After that, both of my parents had the house planned for demolishing, and soon everyone had to get out of that house and move away. Neither of my parents wanted Reed or Danny going with them, and so they left early morning to move out of town to a smaller apartment, leaving them to become homeless. They then made another move on our house, trying to force their way in so they could live with us. But as my brother put one foot through the door, my husband went and slammed it on his leg, shattering it. He then called the police, reporting them both as home invaders, so when the police showed up, both Reed and Danny were taken away swiftly. I heard that a couple of weeks after they were taken away, they started living with my parents again in their small apartment, after they had already paid Reed and Danny's bail. Thankfully, with the law being involved with them now, I no longer have to worry about either one of them coming here again and can relax. My husband and I have a trip to Europe coming up pretty soon, so I have to start practicing my French and German a bit more with him, meaning there's no time for me to care about that family anymore.
You know, New Year's is a big deal in our family because we have 40 relatives gathering together. Preparing for it is incredibly hard work. I can't have you underestimating how we do things around here. Since you've married into this family, that's just how it is. Of course, I'll give you some instructions, but don't think you can rely on me too much, okay? Finally, we've reached the point of passing the torch to the next generation, so I'm looking forward to relaxing this year.
Judith? With all due respect, I think I mentioned before, but I'm due to give birth around New Year's, so I might not be able to handle all the preparations. I thought I made that clear already.
Huh? I don't recall asking for your opinion. This is just how things are done in our family, and your reasons don't matter. New Year's is New Year's. It's a family event, so you're going to handle the preparations.
As I've mentioned, there's a chance I might actually be in labor during that time, or I could be in the hospital. I'm sorry, but for this year, would it be possible for you to take charge of the preparations? Of course, if I'm physically able, I will definitely help out.
Huh? How many times do I have to say this? My son got married, and now that you're his wife, we're finally passing on the responsibility. I've been doing all the New Year's preparations for years now, and it's been a tremendous amount of work. But now, I finally get to graduate from that. I've been looking forward to this moment for so long. I can't wait to have a New Year's where I don't have to do anything, so you'll be working hard this year.
But realistically speaking, it might be difficult for me.
Why are you complaining about this now? As a mother-to-be, you should be able to handle something like this with ease. You can't let anything throw you off.
I understand that, but...
I said I'm not interested in your opinion, didn't I? If you don't like it, why don't you try changing your due date?
That's impossible. Surely as someone who's experienced childbirth, you understand that I can't control when the baby will come, right?
Not my problem. Got it? This year, I'm not lifting a finger to help.
But this is really out of my control. Since we can't predict exactly when the baby will be born, it could happen earlier or later. If it happens later and I'm available, of course I'll help with the preparations. But if I'm not able to, I'd really appreciate it if you could assist.
I've told you already, I don't care. Oh, by the way, I have a drinking party with the neighbors starting soon, so I'm off. See ya.
Judith, wait. Please, I'm begging you.
Hey, where's the New Year's food you were supposed to prepare?
Uh-huh. I just gave birth a little while ago, so I haven't been able to prepare the food.
What? What are you talking about? I told you how important this is, didn't I? Giving birth doesn't matter. Don't you understand the importance of family traditions?
Even if you say that, it's not realistic for me to do this right now. I just went through childbirth. I literally put my life on the line to bring a child into the world.
Even if it's the day you give birth, if you're a wife in this family, you make the food for the relatives. Don't use childbirth as an excuse. Get discharged right now and prepare food for 40 people.
Are you serious?
Of course I am. Don't just lie around lazily in a hospital. You married into this family, so you work like one of us.
Understood. I'll come over now.
As you should. Even if it takes you all night, you better get it done.
Yes.
Hey, what are you doing collapsed on the floor? You've caused an enormous commotion here from the start of the new year. We had ambulances and police cars rushing here all because of you. And you couldn't even manage to make food for 40 people? Seriously, what do you think you're doing? Because of your incompetence, I had to use the little scraps you left behind to finish preparing the food. It was your job, and yet why am I the one doing it again this year? You will apologize, kneeling and bowing at my feet next time I see you. And don't think you'll get away with that. You owe me a Chanel bag as an apology. If you don't, you are no longer part of this family. You are a disgrace as a wife, and you should leave this house immediately.
So, it was you, Judith. You're the one who pushed Kenzie to the brink, aren't you? It's not Kenzie who's going to leave, it's you. I'm the one who's utterly disappointed in you.
What? Who's this? Huh? Who do you think you're talking to?
It's me, your husband.
Wait, you're here? Are you serious?
I heard from Kenzie what really happened when I saw her lying there exhausted and you simply laughed it off, telling her, "What are you doing lying down?" I knew something wasn't right, so I asked Kenzie to tell me everything, and she told me the truth. You made her come home and prepare food for the entire family right after she gave birth. I couldn't believe it, but now I know it was all because of you, Judith.
Stop exaggerating. All because of me? That's such a horrible thing to say. I was just following the family traditions. I've always had to take care of the New Year's preparations. And now that Kenzie's married into the family, it's her turn. I did the same thing for years, and now it's her responsibility. I didn't do anything wrong. Don't try to paint me as the villain here.
Are you kidding me right now? You never gave birth in the dead of winter like Kenzie did. And even when you did have our children, my parents were always incredibly kind to you, making sure you didn't have to lift a finger. They took every precaution to ensure you weren't overexerting yourself. After you gave birth, I was the one who took over the household chores, and I didn't let you do anything strenuous. I even know how you slacked off on the housework for months afterward, letting me do most of it.
Wait, that's different. You can't compare our situations. You wouldn't understand, Davis, because you've never given birth yourself. After childbirth, it takes time to recover. My body didn't cooperate for months. It's not like I could just jump right back into things.
Wow, that's rich coming from you. So you know exactly how hard it is to recover from giving birth. And yet you still forced Kenzie to make food for the whole family right after she had our baby?
That's not the same thing. I mean, it's just one day. I thought she could push through and manage for a day. After all, it's only a bit of extra effort.
Your excuses are pathetic. I don't want to hear them anymore. I was shocked when you insisted on staying behind with Kenzie instead of coming with me to my parents' house for New Year's. But now I understand why. You never had any intention of helping her. Instead, you wanted her to suffer, didn't you? I'm truly disappointed in you, Judith. You've let me down.
That's not true. I just thought you were working so hard lately that you deserve a break. I didn't want you stressing over the New Year's preparations. That's why I stayed back. It was for your sake, not hers.
Enough! From now on, I'm leaving everything in Kenzie's hands. I've already crossed a line by borrowing her phone to message you, but I can't sit by and let this continue. When I get back, we're gonna have a serious discussion. And just so you know, this will be your last New Year's with my family. You won't be around to celebrate with us next year.
Wait, Davis, what do you mean? We've been married for decades. How could you suddenly turn against me like this and take her side? You're my husband. How could you? Are you even listening to me?
Judith, it's Kenzie. I gave birth recently, and your son went back to your house to drink on New Year's Eve. You didn't even bother to come to visit your new grandchild, and instead you both stayed behind celebrating without us.
So what? What's the big deal? You could have just made the food at your house and brought it over to Grandma's tomorrow. We could have seen each other then. What's with all this drama?
I was literally risking my life giving birth. The only one who cared enough to come by my side was Davis. But by the time he got here, I had already returned home to start preparing the food. When Davis found out what I was doing, he rushed over to help. He called an ambulance for me, but if he hadn't come in time, I don't even want to think about what could have happened.
Stop being so melodramatic. If you're well enough to be sending messages, you clearly weren't in that bad of shape. You called an ambulance just for that? You've made a scene, dragging the whole family into it, and now we're all in an uproar. Honestly, you're such a drama queen. And as for Davis, well, he's always been too soft on you.
You're calling me dramatic? I literally collapsed, Judith.
That's your own fault for not taking better care of yourself. You've clearly been neglecting your health if something like this can take you down. All I did was make sure you followed the family traditions like any proper wife should. I didn't do anything wrong.
Davis seems to have made up his mind, but for now, I'll be staying in the hospital as the doctors have advised me to rest. So enjoy your New Year's with your son and the rest of the family.
Of course I will. We'll have a grand time, as always, while you've made yourself irrelevant in this family anyway.
Actually, Judith, it's you who's irrelevant now. Davis said that he's decided you're no longer part of this family.
Huh. Don't be ridiculous. I've had enough of this charade.
I don't know if it's a charade or not, but Davis seems pretty serious. He's planning to divorce you.
What? Divorce? That's impossible. We've been married for so many years. There's no way we're getting divorced. If anyone's getting divorced, it's you and my son. You're the one who should leave this family.
No, Judith. Davis is fed up with your cruelty. He's done with you.
Oh, please. You must have brainwashed him or something. My bond with Davis is stronger than anything you could ever imagine. Our marriage is solid. It's yours that's falling apart, not mine. And let me tell you, my son has been complaining about you nonstop. He says you've gained so much weight since getting pregnant that he can't even look at you as a woman anymore. It's no wonder, really. You've been lazing around, stuffing your face with junk food every day.
You know, Judith, you really love running your mouth, but I'm done with this conversation. I'll come to your house once I've fully recovered, and we'll settle things properly. Until then, this is goodbye.
Kenzie, I truly apologize for what happened yesterday. The fact that I didn't notice things had gotten this bad is my failure as well. I've made you shoulder so much. I don't even know how to properly apologize.
Davis, thank you for reaching out. But please, you don't have to apologize. I'm the one who's sorry for dragging you into this mess. It must have been difficult for you too, and I can't imagine how shocked you were yesterday.
Yeah, I won't lie. It was pretty shocking. But after seeing all the evidence, honestly, I feel more resolved now. If she's gonna behave like that, then I can't just sit back and stay silent any longer.
Right. I understand. So, what are you planning to do?
I've made up my mind. I've put up with a lot from her for years, thinking that it was easier to ignore the issues than face them. But now, seeing how far things have gone, I realize that ignoring her behavior has only made everything worse. And now you're caught up in it. This isn't something I can just tolerate anymore.
You've really had to go through a lot with Judith, haven't you? Honestly, when I heard what you said to her yesterday, I was shocked. I thought I was the only one she'd treated so harshly.
I know. I can't apologize enough for that. The truth is, I've been letting her get away with everything for years. I never really pushed back, and she took that as a green light to do whatever she pleased. She became arrogant, never lifting a finger, and treating everyone around her as though they owed her something.
So that's what it was like for you too.
Yeah, even when our son was born, she was pampered and treated like she was doing something amazing. I didn't see it at the time, but we all coddled her too much. I thought I was doing the right thing by supporting her, but I realize now that I was just enabling her behavior. She got used to everyone catering to her whims, and before I knew it, she was manipulating people into giving her whatever she wanted.
I see. You're not the one at fault here, Davis. You don't need to beat yourself up over this. Judith is the one who created the situation with her behavior.
Maybe, but it's my responsibility too. I let her act this way for too long, thinking that it was easier to just ignore the problems. But now this situation has escalated beyond anything I could have imagined. The fact that she treated you the way she did, I just can't let this slide anymore.
I'm glad to hear that you're taking action. It's been tough, but knowing that you're standing up to her gives me some peace of mind.
I'll handle things from here on out, but Kenzie, you shouldn't have to deal with this either. Don't push yourself too hard. Let me take the lead on this.
Thank you, Davis. I appreciate that, but I'm ready too. I've got everything I need, and I'm prepared for whatever comes next.
Good to hear. I'll start the necessary discussions on my end. You just focus on your health and well-being. Don't stress yourself out more than you need to.
Of course. I'll do my best. I'll talk to your son about everything too. I know we both need to be on the same page.
That's important. Make sure you two are aligned, and then we'll move forward together. But don't hesitate to ask for help if you need it. You're not alone in this.
Thank you. I feel so much better knowing that you're by my side.
Of course, Kenzie. We're family. I won't let Judith's actions tear this family apart any longer. We'll get through this.
I hope so. I just want things to get better from here.
They will. I'm certain of it. We've been through too much to let her continue controlling things the way she has. It's time for a change.
Yes, it is. Thank you again for everything, Davis. I'll talk to your son and we'll figure out our next steps.
Take care of yourself, Kenzie. I'll be in touch soon.
Thank you, Davis. You too.
What have you done? How could you say something so outrageous to my husband?
Oh, I see you've heard about it right away. That's quite ironic coming from you. You have no idea how shocked I was when I learned the full extent of everything. I can't believe you were having an affair with an old male friend and that your husband got involved with that friend's daughter. It's such a disgusting mess. It's unbelievable.
I didn't know anything about it. I had no idea his daughter would end up in a relationship with my son. We're all married, so I never thought it would come to this.
Well, that makes sense. I'm sure your son would say the exact same thing. I mean, it's beyond disgusting to think that your mother and her father were dating while they were both married. If I were in his shoes, I'd feel like throwing up.
What did you just say?
Honestly, it's just plain gross. What on earth are all of you doing getting involved with each other while being married? I guess the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, huh?
How do you even know about all this? It's not just about my son.
Believe me, I was just as shocked. When I noticed my husband acting suspiciously, I hired a detective. It turned out that everything was connected, and I found out about your situation too. But honestly, I intended to ignore it, at least until this incident happened.
Huh? What do you mean?
I mean, I didn't really care about what you were doing with your life. Frankly, it was none of my business, and I had no way of knowing how much Davis was aware of your actions. I was going to keep quiet about it.
Then why did you say anything?
Well, Davis was already exasperated with your behavior, and he said he was considering divorce. So I figured that telling you wouldn't change anything. Since I was at that point, I decided to tell you everything just to support Davis, who was on my side.
If I hadn't done this...
Right. You probably wouldn't have been asked for alimony, and you could have had a regular divorce. Scary how resentment works, right? I've been through a lot of pain because of you, so I think it's only fair that you feel some pain too.
You must be kidding. To try to ruin me for such a reason?
Ruin you? You're the one who's been thinking about men other than your husband. I think the problem lies with you, who did something you wanted to hide.
That's...
So you'll be getting divorced and kicked out of the house. You've been a stay-at-home wife until now, but from now on, you'll have to work hard and live on your own. If you'd like, my husband and I can get divorced too, so we can help each other out. I'll be getting a hefty alimony for my divorce. I want nothing to do with a lousy man who betrays me for his pregnant wife, while he thinks he can make me work.
Wait a minute. I get it now. We're both reflecting on our actions, so please forgive me for this incident. I won't treat you meanly from now on. We can all be a happy family, right?
Don't say it so casually. You could have put my life at serious risk here. And you think saying sorry will fix everything? You're the one who betrayed me, thinking you can just soak up the sweet stuff while I'm hurting. But do you have any idea how deep that wound is? Just saying I'm sorry won't heal it.
Please, I didn't expect this divorce to happen. I'm begging you. Can't you say something to help us out?
I've already told you that I think divorcing is the right decision. You've mistaken your position because people have been too kind to you. This incident should help you realize just how incompetent you are. Now, go ahead and fall into hell with your worthless son and reflect on your choices, you pathetic woman.
How could you say that to me after everything we've been through as a family?
You think being a family means ignoring betrayal? No, it means holding each other accountable for actions. You failed at that, and now you have to face the consequences.
You think this is easy for me? I didn't choose to be in this situation. I thought we were in this together.
Together? You thought this was about support? No, it's about truth. You've lied and betrayed, and now you're expecting sympathy? That's rich.
What about my sacrifices? Everything I've done for this family.
Sacrifices? Sacrifices for what? To enable your son to repeat your mistakes? No, I don't think so. It's time for you to face reality.
You have no idea what I've sacrificed. This isn't just about you and me. It's about our families.
And what about my family? Do you think I'm just going to sit back and let your actions destroy everything? No way.
This is all so unfair.
Unfair? Try to put yourself in my shoes for a moment. You think this is just about you? I'm the one left picking up the pieces.
I never intended for any of this to happen. I thought we were family.
Family doesn't betray family. That's the lesson you need to learn. You've caused this mess, and now you expect me to clean it up? No.
Please, I'm begging you.
You've begged enough. Actions have consequences, and it's time for you to deal with them.
I can't believe this is happening.
Believe it. This is your reality now. You've made your bed, now lie in it.
I never thought it would come to this.
Well, now you know. It's time to wake up and smell the coffee.
Can't we just sit down and talk this out? We might find some common ground if we just listen to each other.
Talk it out? What do you think we are, friends? You've betrayed my trust, and you want to sit down like nothing happened?
I'm not saying we should ignore it. I'm just suggesting that we find a way to move forward without further conflict.
Move forward? You've shattered trust. How do you expect to just move past this?
I understand, but we have a history. We can't just throw that all away.
History? You mean the history of deceit and betrayal? That's not something I want to build on.
It doesn't have to be like this. Can't you see that we both have made mistakes?
Mistakes? You call what you did a mistake? This isn't just a simple error.
This is a betrayal that has real consequences. I regret it. I truly do. Can't we find a way to make amends?
Amends? You think saying you're sorry is enough? It doesn't work that way. You have to face the fallout of your actions.
I understand that, but can't we just talk it through?
Talking won't change what you've done. I need time to process this, and you should too.
I'm willing to wait. I just don't want this to be the end of everything.
It's already changed everything. You need to accept that.
I will accept it, but I want to at least try to fix this.
Fix it. You've broken things beyond repair. The trust is gone. There is nothing left that you can do besides going and rotting in hell, Judith. Goodbye forever. Both Davis and I got divorced, and afterward, we completely severed all ties with each other. The two of us, who were thoroughly bewildered by our family over this matter, seemed to have been cut off from our relatives as well. Of course, my husband and Judith never once saw my child's face. Instead, I made sure to receive the appropriate alimony payments from them before completely cutting ties. I believe that these two, who cannot understand the pain of others, should learn by experiencing pain themselves. The divorce marked a significant turning point in my life, one that I had never expected. I remember the day we decided to end our marriage vividly. It felt surreal, as if I were watching a movie unfold rather than living through a personal crisis. Both Davis and I had invested so much into our relationship, and yet, here we are, deciding to walk away from everything we had built together. The moments leading up to that decision were filled with tension and heartache. We had spent years trying to make things work, attending couples therapy, and having countless discussions about our future. However, with each conversation, the realization grew stronger that our love had faded, replaced by resentment and misunderstanding. The emotional distance between us became insurmountable, leaving us both feeling lonely even when we were in the same room. After the divorce, we agreed that it would be best for both of us to cut off all contact. This decision was not easy, but it felt necessary. We had grown into different people, and the foundation of our relationship had crumbled under the weight of unmet expectations and unresolved issues. Severing ties seemed like the only way to allow ourselves to heal and to move on without the constant reminder of what we once had. In the aftermath, it became painfully evident how our decision had affected not only us, but also our families. They were invested in our lives, and the news of our divorce left them reeling. I could see the shock in their faces, the questions that hung in the air, and the disappointment that lingered. They had witnessed our journey as a couple, celebrating our milestones and supporting us through challenges. Now, they were faced with the reality that we were no longer a united front. Our families attempted to understand what had gone wrong, often asking questions that felt intrusive and painful. What happened? Why couldn't you work things out? Is there any way to fix this? These questions were a reminder of the heartbreak we had experienced, and I struggled to find the words to explain our situation without oversharing or delving into the painful details. I wanted to be honest, but I also wanted to protect myself and my child from the judgment and scrutiny that often come with a divorce. As time passed, the tension with our families only seemed to escalate. It felt as though we were both on trial, with our relatives dissecting our choices and emotions. In the end, it became clear that this fracture in our marriage had created a rift in our families as well. Relatives who once supported us began to distance themselves, unsure of how to navigate this new reality. I felt the weight of their disappointment, as if I had let them down by failing to uphold the ideals of marriage and the family they held dear. As we distanced ourselves from our families, I found solace in the thought that I was protecting my child from any unnecessary complications. I had no desire for my child to be caught in the crossfire of our divorce. I knew that introducing my child to Davis and Judith would only complicate matters further. I envisioned a future where my child could grow up without the emotional burden that often accompanies broken families. I made a firm decision. My child would not meet Davis and Judith. It wasn't out of spite, but rather a protective instinct. I wanted to create a nurturing environment where my child felt safe and secure. I wanted to shield them from the conflicts that could arise from a complicated family dynamic. This choice, while difficult, felt necessary to ensure that my child could thrive without the added weight of our adult issues. With the financial aspects of our separation resolved, I focused on moving forward. I ensured that I received the appropriate alimony payments, which allowed me to maintain a sense of independence. I was determined to provide for my child and create a stable life, free from the turmoil that had defined our past. The financial support was not just about money. It represented a commitment to my new path, a path where I was in control of my life and my future. As the days turned into weeks, I couldn't help but reflect on the emotional scars that lingered from the divorce. It was not just a matter of ending a marriage. It was about the loss of dreams and the hopes we had for our future. I grappled with feelings of sadness and anger, often wondering if I had made the right choices. The grief of letting go was heavy, and I found myself questioning everything: my decisions, my worth, and my ability to love again. Through it all, I recognized the importance of understanding pain. I believe that both Davis and Judith were unable to comprehend the hurt they had caused, as they seemed to live in their own world, blissfully unaware of the consequences of their actions. I felt a deep sense of frustration toward them. They had moved on with their lives, seemingly without a second thought about the emotional turmoil that enveloped me. I often thought that perhaps they needed to experience pain themselves to truly grasp the weight of their actions. I didn't wish them harm, but I wanted them to understand the complexities of human emotions. Pain has a way of teaching us invaluable lessons about empathy, kindness, and the fragility of relationships. I hope that one day they would face their own struggles, forcing them to confront the reality of their choices and the impact they have on others. The journey toward healing was not linear. It was filled with ups and downs. There were days when I felt strong and empowered, embracing my newfound independence. I explored interests that I had long neglected, rekindling old friendships and discovering new passions. I focused on self-care, understanding that healing takes time and that it was okay to grieve the loss of my marriage. In contrast, there were also days when the weight of loneliness felt unbearable. The silence in my home could be deafening, and I missed the companionship that had once brought me joy. I felt like I was on an emotional roller coaster, with moments of hope followed by waves of sadness. I realized that I needed to allow myself to feel these emotions fully, to acknowledge the pain without judgment. Gradually, I found strength in vulnerability. I began to open up to friends who had supported me throughout this journey. Their understanding and compassion were a balm to my wounded heart. I cherished the moments we spent together, sharing laughter and creating new memories. Their presence reminded me that I was not alone in this process and that support could be found in unexpected places. As I began to embrace this new chapter in my life, I also focused on my child. My love for them was unwavering, and I wanted to ensure they felt secure and cherished. I was determined to create an environment where they could thrive, where love and understanding were the cornerstones of our lives. I made it a priority to instill values of empathy and kindness, teaching my child the importance of recognizing the emotions of others. I wanted to raise a compassionate individual who could understand and connect with people from all walks of life. I wanted my child to grow up knowing that it was okay to feel pain and to learn from it. I shared stories about resilience and the importance of understanding others' experiences. In retrospect, the divorce was a transformative experience. It forced me to confront my own beliefs about love, relationships, and self-worth. I learned to embrace my identity beyond being a wife and mother. I discovered the power of self-love and the importance of setting boundaries. The pain I had endured became a catalyst for growth. It taught me resilience, the ability to rise from the ashes and forge a new path. I emerged from the darkness with a clear understanding of who I was and what I wanted from life. I became determined to create a life filled with joy, purpose, and love, both for myself and my child. As I look back on my journey, I feel a sense of gratitude for the lessons learned. Each challenge shaped me into the person I am today. I now embrace my future with open arms, ready to face whatever comes my way. The road ahead is filled with possibilities, and I am excited to embark on this new adventure.
Hey Aubrey, I'm so excited for tomorrow.
Yeah, me too. I can finally meet your parents. Ooh, I'm nervous.
Don't be. Actually, you're gonna only meet my mom.
Oh, what? I thought you were going to introduce me to both of your parents.
My dad has work tomorrow because he's a pretty busy man, so my mom will meet and judge you and your parents.
Didn't you bother to talk to him about this? We're engaged.
I wanted to, but he doesn't have the time to talk. Plus, he's pretty strict.
I see. Why didn't you tell me about this earlier? My dad took a day off from work tomorrow because he thought he was going to be able to meet both of your parents. And what do you mean, judge? That's kind of harsh.
Hey, my mom took a day off also, you know. Be thankful.
Why are you mean all of a sudden?
How am I mean? I just told you that my mom took a day off, so appreciate that. My mom and I are pretty close, so I hope that you guys can talk peacefully.
Pretty close and loves me? Do you mean a normal mom and son relationship, or do you mean obsession?
She's just strict and wants to maintain a good relationship, okay? She also looks out for everyone in the family because we're all doctors except for me. I didn't tell her that I failed the USMLE exam, so can you keep that a secret?
Oh, that's right. You told me about your family to me before, but not that much. Why didn't you tell her that you failed? She'll eventually find out, you know.
I don't want her to hate me.
Yeah, but lying will ruin your relationship with her. That's up to you, though.
I think she won't find out, so can you promise me?
Okay, then it'll be your fault if something happens, though. See you tomorrow.
Yep, see you tomorrow.
The next day. I don't know where you are, but get the fuck out of my house. I will not let you be a part of this family. Self-employed father, are you serious? We're in the car and ready to leave. Why are you so mean? You didn't need to throw your drink at me and talk shit the whole time. Didn't you realize that Travis was really embarrassed? So what? Self-employment is not a decent job. You just want his money and take advantage of him because he's nice, right? I need to warn him to not marry you. I'm going to find a better woman for him, so can a poor trashy bitch leave him alone? How did you jump to that conclusion? Don't worry, I will leave him alone. I just want to know why. I thought that as soon as your dad told me that he's self-employed. Is there something wrong with that? Self-employed people struggle financially, so you probably plotted something with your father. You were keeping an eye on Travis because you heard that he's a doctor, right? I've seen a lot of bitches like you, so I know. There is no way I'm going to let him marry you. It's sad how you judge people and talk shit even though it's not true. I'm not judging, it's the truth. I'm not one of those people, though. Why don't you listen first? It's a waste of time listening to those people. Wow, you are such a disgusting person, and you know what? I'm glad that I'm not going to be in your family, so thank you for not approving. Say that as much as you want because it means nothing to me. Also, stop acting tough because I bet you're crying right now. I'm not. My dad and I are planning a dad-daughter date right now because we're off from work today. Can't believe that you have the nerve to think about that now. Why? You kicked us out, plus I'm done with Travis, so we have free time. I will call off the engagement right now. He always listens to me, so don't think about arguing. Please, go ahead. There is nothing to argue about. Great. Don't think about changing your mind. I won't allow him to get married to someone besides a doctor. I'm so glad I was able to know about this earlier. Otherwise, I would have let a loser be a part of my family. I'm so glad my husband didn't meet you guys. I won't change my mind, so don't worry. Your husband is a doctor too? Why would I tell you? I just asked you a question. And I will not answer it because it doesn't matter to you. Okay then. Just to let you know, Travis is gonna face some problems. Will that be okay for you? What the hell are you talking about? Are you threatening me? No, I'm not. I'm just making sure if it's okay for you, and looks like you are. Yes, because I know nothing is going to happen. Anyways, I guess I'll start looking for his new wife, because there should be plenty of women better than you out there. Such a good feeling to get rid of a bitch who's a waste in this family. Why don't you marry someone at your level? Don't you ever think about taking back Travis, okay? Bye! I hope you have fun with your lame-ass dad. Can you stop talking shit about my dad? He didn't do anything to you. No, I won't. I have to laugh because he has some nerve to introduce himself to his elite family. Hate to break it to you, but my dad owns a hospital. What? Owns a hospital? What do you mean? Well, you would have known if you'd listened to him instead of cutting him off. I wanted to talk to you before about this, but if I do, it seems like I'm bragging, so I didn't say anything. I didn't expect for you to make fun of him and look down on him and end this way. Do you want to know something else? Travis is a nurse there. What do you mean Travis is a nurse? You don't know anything? He failed the USMLE exam, so he's not a doctor. He's just a nurse who works at my dad's hospital. It was easy for him to get in because my dad is a head doctor there. What? He didn't tell me about this. He didn't want to tell you because he was afraid that you would hate him. It must have been hell listening to you talk shit to the hospital director. Wait, so let me get this straight. Your dad is a head doctor and owns a hospital? That's what I've been saying. He said self-employment because he's a medical practitioner, but he should have explained it in more detail. But I'm glad to see your true colors, so I thank my dad. Are you serious? You're the head doctor's daughter? Yep, and also the female doctor who will be the next head doctor. What? Seriously? Yes. Speaking of doctor, you were bragging how your family are all doctors, but I found some interesting facts because I thought something was fishy. So your husband is a pharmacist, and your other son went to medical school but failed and is jobless now, right? Pharmacist is in the healthcare field, and both of my sons are doctors because they went to medical school. Here's a little lesson. Pharmacists are people who hand out and explain medicines prescribed by the doctor, and just because your sons went to medical school doesn't mean that they are doctors. They are doctors! You need to pass exams and get licenses and certifications in order to become one. Everyone knows that. By the way, Travis doesn't know about this, right? I wonder what he'll think about this. Are you going to tell him? I was going to, but he doesn't matter anymore and it's a waste of time, so no. He will eventually find out, though. Also, you're only a stay-at-home wife. You don't even work and you have no right to make fun of people working. I wonder how you made him believe that you're working, though. You're so rude. Rude? You're the one that's rude. You look down on people and make fun of them if you find out they're not doctors, even though you and your family aren't. Also, isn't it sad to brag about having a family of doctors even though it's not true? Do you need to always one-up someone? Sorry, but this is me. Hey, Aubrey, if I agree with you marrying Travis, will you forgive me? I was misunderstanding something. Actually, it's also your fault because you didn't tell me anything, so since we're both in the wrong, it's fine, right? No, it's not. Why? Are you really gonna ask why? Hey, I will apologize to you as many times as you want, so do you think we can make up and get along? You can come by to have some coffee, okay? It's scary how you change your attitude as soon as you found out I'm a doctor. Sorry, but the engagement is off, so no thank you. We will not get back together, and he'll probably quit the hospital. You didn't think that an actual doctor would come and meet you, right? What? Why? You don't need to be that mean. Mean? All I did was decide not to get married to him, because I don't love him anymore, plus, don't want someone like you in my family. What will happen to his job, though? Oh, don't worry. I won't tell him to quit, but I think he will, though. He'll definitely feel awkward because he just broke up with the head doctor's daughter who's going to be in his position. You don't need to break up with Travis. I'm telling you that you can marry him. I just talked to him and he said that he wants to marry you. You deserve someone like him, so I will allow for you to marry him. If you guys do, can you make him the head doctor? So you want me to marry him because of that? I told you that he's not a doctor, so of course not. Well, why don't you be his assistant and teach him? That way he can learn things and be a good doctor. That's illegal because he doesn't have a license or certification. You seriously don't know anything, do you? If you still don't understand, just search it on Google. Now, will you excuse me? I'm spending quality time with my dad right now. Before you go, I advise you to admit to everyone that you were lying about your family. I will do that, so can you please come back? Of course not. We're done. No, please. Now, do you know how real doctors act like? The total opposite of you. You should change your attitude, but I know that you won't listen to me, so bye. Get the fuck out of my face. After the incident, Travis ended up quitting the hospital because he felt awkward being there since everyone gave him the cold shoulder. His rumor was spread throughout town also, and since he had trouble finding a new job, he moved to a small town in the middle of nowhere. As for Travis's mom, she faced the consequences of her actions. Her husband divorced her for being rude to others and lying about everything. Her family members cut ties with her for the same reason, and she now has nobody who can help her. I don't know where she is now, but I really don't care. This shows that it's very important to listen to somebody until they finish talking, otherwise you might misunderstand and cause trouble to others and especially yourself.